All right, people gather around, settle in, and let's get this going. You're about to witness greatness, the story of Donovan, Tiberius, and his merry band of sidekicks conquering ancient Greece. No need to thank me. Your entertainment is thanks enough.
Sidekicks. You mean the group that has repeatedly saved your hide, healed your wounds, and figured out all the puzzles while you waved your hands and shouted spell names?
Excuse me, Aristos, but if I recall correctly, it was my strategic leadership that got us through that shipwreck with the sea serpent in the first movie. You're welcome, by the way.
Strategic leadership? You mean panicking and yelling at us? You're lucky I went horns first into that thing.
He's not wrong, Donnie, but your cast of fairy fire was excellent. And let's not forget the time I saved us from hunger near the woods by, what did I do again?
You helped Taurus hunt a deer for us. You helped line up a shot.
Yeah, that was a good day. I nailed that buck, huh? While Donovan was busy lecturing one on his lack of ambition or something.
It's called psychological warfare, Taurus. I was weakening their resolve. And it worked, didn't it?
At least I don't forget that stealth requires, actually being quiet.
Oh, and who can forget the legendary lion hunt we're still on? I'm pretty sure the lions had enough time to retire by now.
I still think it's just a big cat that got lost, but I'll humor you guys.
Let's not forget the endless riddles. Half of them didn't even make sense. Who describes a rope as a thread of divinity woven from the cosmos?
At least he didn't call it the greatest rope of all time. That's Donnie's territory.
And rightfully so. Everything I touch becomes legendary. The people don't care about accuracy. They want drama, excitement, flair, everything I bring to the table.
Hey, to be fair, that was kind of funny.
All right. Can we stop rehashing every embarrassing moment and get this started? The viewers are here for the adventure, not Donovan's highlight reel.
Highlight reel? Every second of me is a highlight reel. But fine, let's begin. Ladies and gentlemen, prepare yourselves. The next few hours will show you why Donovan Tiberius is the hero Greece never knew it needed.
Hi all, glad to have you back. All right, everyone, grab a seat, settle in. I know. You're all buzzing to dig into these level 2 upgrades, but before we dive right into the details, let me take a second to thank our fantastic commenters and subscribers. Honestly, your insights are the lifeblood of this campaign. We're all excited to roll into some new details you're going to love.
Yes, absolutely. A big thank you to my fans, my supporters. Obama, they're here with us, hanging on my every word, waiting for what I've got in store. My level 2 abilities, let me tell you folks, these are truly tremendous powers, big league stuff. This level up, it's going to be a huge upgrade for this campaign.
I'm with Donnie on that. We've got some surprises ready, so buckle up. I mean, not literally, unless you want to.
Well, I'm with Barack. Before we get into any of that good stuff, I just want to thank all you out there who threw me some catchphrase ideas. Loved him. I just need Jeff to give us some more combat so I can give someone a whirl. Now let's get to the serious stuff, shall we?
Welcome all to my table on this fine evening. Donald, Joe, I'm genuinely delighted to see just how eager you two are. Level 2 is a fun little jump, isn't it? Never an issue to take an appropriate moment to thank those who come with us every week. But since you two boys are so raring to go, how about rolling your health increases while you tell us about these new powers of yours?
Tremendous, though between you and me, level 2 isn't quite the most amazing jump for a sorcerer. Still, there's a bit in it for me.
Not that great. You're getting meta magic. Wait, you had meta magic last session, didn't you? How does that work?
Secrets, Aristos. Just like making deals in business or gambling at any fabulous Trump casino, you don't show every card you're holding, not until you need to. So yes, I have some meta magic and extra spell slot, and that's big. But as for spells themselves, I've already got the ones I need. Adding another level 1 spell? Not exactly thrilling.
Oh, really? That's actually interesting, Donald. I can't wait to see the surprises you and Jeff have been clearly cooking.
I am only just getting started, but I know you and I would be more surprised if you didn't also have something fun planned for Aristos.
Thank you for those insights, Donald. Now, what health increase are you aiming for this level? Playing it safe with the average, or are you going to roll?
Do you need to ask?
Luck is always on my side, Jeff, so I will roll. D8, right? Yes? No, it's only a 3. Come on, give me another go.
Lol.
So much for luck, Trumpy. Let's see what I can manage. D6 here, and bam, that's a 6. Plus my modifiers, I'm at a nice 7 additional health this level up. And I'm not done yet. Got myself another spell slot in the arcane tradition.
Wait, let me guess. Divination. No, huh?
Now something more destructive.
You've gone for chronomancy.
Nice try. Divination, or maybe chronomancy would be great and interesting wizard options, but for this campaign, I'm going evocation. That gives me some spell sculpting abilities with area effects so I can keep you guys from accidentally becoming collateral damage when I need a big spell. No friendly fire wizard trope here.
Hey, I didn't ask how big the room was. I said I cast Fireball. I'm hoping we find a sweet dungeon where you finally get to say that. I really look forward to going room by room and clearing baddies.
Well, knowing this campaign, I dare say there will be plenty of dungeons fit for that moment should the party seek them out. George, while you are on a roll, why don't you give us a little rundown on your level up next?
Oh, level 2 is pretty sweet for a barbarian, Jeff. Danger sense, so I've got advantage on any dex saves if I can see the threat coming, and of course reckless attack. Advantage on all attacks at the cost of that back at me for all attacks if I choose to go wild.
Advantage on all attacks? Now that's something. You're going to be using that all the time.
All strength-based melee attacks.
Haha, probably. Let's see if Donovan can get fairy fire up for us. Maybe I won't need it every time. But it's nice to have in the back pocket.
Hey, how much health are you getting this level, big guy?
Hold your horses, oh right, yeah, good point. Rolling it now. That's an 11, which brings me up to 14 more health for this level.
That's my total health pool in one level up.
Hey, you're made of glass, Obama. I got an wow. Okay, 10. Maximum health. That's 12 health. Guess I might be unbreakable.
You've got to be kidding me. I get a measly 3 and Joey gets max health? No way that's right, folks. No way. This has to be rigged.
Dry those tears, Don. Joey, aside from the health, anything new at level 2 for a fighter?
Let me check it. Hey, I get action surge. Sounds pretty fancy. Let's see if I can figure out what it actually does.
It, in a nutshell, gives you an extra whole action on your turn once per short rest. Donald, do you ever get jealous of the martial classes and how they get to regenerate most of their abilities on a short rest?
One little snooze and I'm right as rain.
Yeah, I guess. I am pretty happy with my class. Wouldn't want to be playing a martial. If I was maybe a paladin or a barbarian like Taurus, it could be okay, I guess. And Joe, careful what you say about one quick nap. Last one you took was in 2020 and you still haven't woken up.
Ah, splendid. Now that we're all leveled and ready, are we good to dive into the next chapter of this tale?
Oh yes, please, let's get this show on the road.
Absolutely, let's get to it.
My turn for the recap, correct? All right, here's what we've gotten ourselves into. We started out all independently answering a call from the Akedemik, a shadowy figure so charming yet mysterious, he hired us to track down ancient artifacts, things of immense value and supposedly great power. We weren't given a lot of details at first, just the promise of gold, the thrill of adventure, and I suspect more than a few riddles along the way. First up, he set us on the trail of a shipwreck. Simple enough, right? Well, as usual, nothing's ever that straightforward. We scaled cliffs, and the closer we got to that ship, the darker things became. Bodies littered the decks and the water, a chest guarded by surviving sailors, guarded like it was worth dying for. And to top it all off, we had a little surprise guest, a sea serpent that I'd say almost got the better of us. But we managed to drive it off and make it back to town with a couple of the survivors and of course the chest. Now here's where it gets interesting. The Akedemik hasn't explained why these artifacts are so important, and the survivors, they're tight-lipped or clueless. We haven't figured out which. We've still got that chest locked tight, and if I know anything, it's that what's inside could either make us very rich or get us in even more trouble. All that said, our biggest question remains unanswered. What does the Akedemik really want?
And who's got the chest locked tight?
As of last session, Donald, it was you being specific. You've been keeping a close eye on it since.
Donovan, you snap awake, an unshakable sense that something's amiss. The air feels wrong, the room has changed somehow.
Jeff, no way I locked that door tight. This place must be crawling with thieves.
It doesn't seem to have mattered. You awake to see that the chest is gone.
No, thief, I'm going to rush out and demand justice. The staff had to be in on it. Actually, wait, I'm not dressed yet. A Tiberius always arrives in style. Can't just storm out without looking like the class act that I am.
In your hurry, you're all over the place, shirt on backward, foot tangled in a pant leg, then fumbling with the door lock. Precious minutes pass before you finally manage to stumble out.
Yo, Donovan, where's the chest? Not in your tight grasp?
Very funny, Aristos. It was stolen from my room in the middle of the night. I need answers. Where's that barmaid? She'll know something.
These eggs are something else. Just saying.
Are they?
Trust me, they are.
How long do you think? No, wait, the only thing I'm hungry for right now is justice, Taurus.
You want that chest back bad, huh, Donnie?
I think he's a little obsessed, just a bit.
Listen, Aristos, I don't let people take what's mine. That's not how I work.
Was it technically yours to begin with, Don?
I risked my life for that chest. I fought for it, carried it up here myself. As far as I'm concerned, it's mine. At least till I track down the original owner and get my reward.
Honestly, fair point. Makes sense to me.
Fair? He's just after a reward?
Hey, that's just smart business, and that's the American way. I mean, that's how we do it in my tribe.
In the midst of your bickering, the halfling barmaid steps back into the room, fixes Donovan with a look, and points firmly towards the hall, directing you all to the private nook you just came through.
Let's get some answers from her first. She must know something about the chest.
I'm going wherever the pretty lady's pointing. Love that reading nook. It's cozy, like my den back home.
Yep, on board with that.
Right behind you. That little nook was a private spot.
Come on, let's find out if she knows anything about the chest. Fine, let's go. But we're not leaving until I get some answers.
picture, if you will, a little corner tucked away from the world, shadowed by dark wood and softly lit sconces, flickering ever so slightly, casting their gentle amber glow over, oh yes, well-loved books stacked high and haphazardly. This is not just any reading nook, no, it's an alcove of mystery, a quiet sanctuary for those who linger a little too long over a drink, or perhaps someone who wishes to escape the bustling main room. There's a plush, red velvet armchair with a slight squeak when you lean back, and that smell. The pages, the parchment, a hint of dust mixed with, let's call it nostalgia. Yes. And then there, almost blending into the morning's drowsy light, is the Akedemik. Ah, he's rather the sight, isn't he? A wizened figure slumped in that tall, precarious chair, peering over the rims of his round spectacles, though with each passing second he seems a bit closer to nodding off entirely. His head drifts, ever so slightly like a leaf in slow motion, under the ever-watchful eyes of his bodyguard. There is an awkward moment where you are unsure if you should say something, but after a moment the giant half-elf, his bodyguard Electron, clears his throat and the elderly elf stirs.
Ah, so here you are then. Came back to see me after all. Thought there was something different with you when you walked in yesterday. Quite the deed you've done, returning not just yourselves, but 4 of my crew. A fine surprise, given the state of that wretched ship. I'd say that's quite a feat, so what exactly was it that had so many of my men meeting their end?
A sea serpent, sir. Or at least that's my best guess. It wasn't a typical encounter, and I'm no master of beasts.
Yeah, and I am an expert. Real classic big old sea serpent. You know, your standard giant water snake with a bad attitude.
A sea serpent, you say?
The Akedemik sits up now, taking each of you in with a sharp, scrutinizing gaze.
Sea serpents. That's not a beast any ordinary crew holds off easily. You've managed it. Unexpected, yet, yes, rather effective. Of course I don't do grand displays of gratitude, so don't come to expect them. You've earned your reward, and more importantly, your continued employment, which I'd say is worth a good deal in itself, wouldn't you? Yes, I am. Let's call it grateful that you put yourselves at such risk. Those men have some worth, and I know the family and folks on the island will be ready to shower you in thanks and praise. And as for the serpent, well, one less of those in the sea, the better for all of us. Very odd indeed one reared its head. I thought they were all but extinct, and so close to shore. Curious.
He leans forward in his chair, his sharp eyes giving each of you a final assessing glance before easing back into the shadowed nook, fingers tapping gently along the chair's arm, calculating his next words.
Now, I don't expect you'll grow complacent. There are still items unaccounted for, artifacts of significant interest to me, and no doubt you're curious as well. I can see so many questions written on your faces. But we'll get to that in due course. In the meantime,
He pauses, his gaze lifting toward the morning light filtering into the room.
I am due for breakfast, and so are you. Come now, let's not waste daylight.
Listen up, sir. There's been a theft. Last night someone stole my belongings right out from under my nose. This can't stand.
Ah, Mr. Tiberius, yes, you say there's been a theft, a troubling development indeed, this world of ours. Well, it has a way of reminding us, doesn't it? Possessions, especially those of material worth, are fickle things. One moment they're ours, the next, well, they belong to someone else. There's a lesson in it, I think, to hold tightly to something is often to miss the larger flow. You took it, it left you. Perhaps in the end it was never really anyone's but the world's to begin with. As they say, the tides return what the waves take away. Now, if I were you, I'd take it as a sign to release it. Go on. Save your energy for what's truly ahead. Perhaps, Donovan, let this one flow away as it will. Now, I'd recommend a hearty breakfast instead of running about after some petty theft. It will turn up, or it won't.
Hang on, what?
At this moment, Thakia strolls in, balancing 2 plates expertly in one hand, while tucking a dish rag into her back pocket with the other. The first plate finds its way into Donovan's lap with a playful wink. A large pile of scrambled eggs, much like what your companions enjoyed outside, fills the plate. But it's the Akedemik's plate that steals the show. A bright, glittering blue egg, almost sapphire-like, gleams atop his breakfast.
Perfect timing, my dear. I've been looking forward to this, thank you. Now, friends, I know your minds must be brimming with questions, especially about what comes next. For that, though, I'll need you to hold off, at least until I finish my breakfast. Let's start with something quick, please.
What exactly were they doing on that ship?
That's your first question?
All right then, Mr. Smart Guy, what would you have asked?
Simple. I'd ask, where's my reward? And what's my bonus for such outstanding work?
Hang on. Did he say bonus? We're getting one of those?
A fair question indeed. Mr. Tiberius, always the shrewd negotiator, always the astute businessman. You will indeed receive a bonus for what you have told me. You see, I am a broker of many things. Antiquities, artifacts, and information are 3 of my most frequented. You see, you have not only returned 2 of my men in relatively good condition and 2 more in the best condition you could have. Just so you know, both are expected to be back at work in a few days.
Wait, you're saying they'll be fit for work in a few days? They were at death's door.
Yeah, those guys were in rough shape. A few days seems optimistic. A few days, really?
Yes. Back to repayment, I can see Mr. Tiberius shaking.
Hey, no, that's not true.
You see, in this adventure and in each quest I send you on, recounting your deeds will be part of the task, alongside retrieving whatever item I seek. Telling me of the serpent and your bravery will indeed be rewarded.
But, sir, I mean, we didn't exactly spill the whole story to you, did we?
Didn't you? Last night and this morning you were very eager to tell everyone in earshot about the gruesome and graphic details of your encounter. So many, in fact, I might not have believed them if my crew wasn't able to verify every detail. What else were you doing for telling my regular patrons in my bar, even if not telling me directly is as if a whisper in my ear? For everything today I will award you a sizable bonus indeed. Consider it part reward and part incentive to join my crew. What did I say I would pay you? 30 gold.
Yes, that's it.
It was actually 28.7 each. And you say I have the bad memory.
For information rescue and recovery, I shall reward you 40 gold each, and you may keep the tools and equipment you salvage from my ship. Mr. Tiberius, I understand you also had to use a healing potion as part of your adventure. Normally costs aren't covered, but given this is the start of our budding relationship, let me replace it for you. Back to you all now. If you sign the contract, it will guarantee you a room and all meals and drink whenever you are here.
Well, hot damn, what a deal.
Excellent, sir. Thank you. Very generous.
The elderly elf is most of the way through his egg now, and Aristos, you notice there is a subtle change in his demeanor.
How so, Jeff?
He is looking more sprightly and energetic with each mouthful.
Interesting. Mr. Akedemik.
Ah, so I'm the Mr. Akedemik now, am I? Quite a curious title, I must say.
Noted. Speaking of the tools, something about that ship seemed, let's just say, more prepared than the usual fishing boat.
Mr. Lightbringer, may I ask how many fishing ships have you had the chance to inspect? A regular sight in the Athenian libraries, I'm sure. Ah, but my ships are built for, let's call it broader pursuits. Not all fishing vessels are quite as they seem. Over time, you may come to appreciate what these vessels are equipped to handle.
All right, so what was that ship really doing out there?
You may need to listen closer, Aristos. I already told you they were fishing.
All righty, so what do you need from us? You mentioned something about contracts and, quests.
You see, by now he's polished off most of his eggs, and he's looking nearly finished.
I'm right there with him, clean plate here.
Now then, my friends, if you'll indulge an old scholar's musings a moment longer, I believe our little gathering here has come to a fitting purpose. You've shown yourselves resourceful, resilient, but what lies ahead will require more. I'm setting you on a path carved only once and none have dared to follow. 12 feats of strength, cunning, and grit. But where the ancient hero Hercules had to walk this path alone, you will walk it as a united team, able to draw on all your individual strengths. Fail to do this and you will all perish. In these pages, I've outlined a contract, my standard contract, straightforward mostly. 12 labors lie ahead, each with its own artifact, and each, no doubt, with a price. You'll find compensation fair and variable, but only if you complete these quests under the terms I've laid out. And make no mistake, these artifacts belong here, on this island, in my care and able to be studied. I won't keep you from other tasks. This isn't a chain, after all, but any venture of yours must yield to the labors. You must understand this is of the utmost importance. There will be times where I have gaps in my information and you will be completely free, but others when I need you to move as if the weight of the world rests on your shoulders like Atlas, because I fear it may. You'll find this quest changes you, the burdens will press upon you, temper you, and yes, there is danger, likely death for the unlucky, and no guarantee of riches, fame, or celebration beyond what you see before you. Hercules was a man who transcended mortal limits, not through strength alone, but through will, purpose, and a certain acceptance of fate. Should you accept, perhaps you too will find yourselves closer to, well, the truth of what we all seek. That, I think, is reason enough. So what say you? Shall we walk in the footsteps of legends?
For more of this kind of money? Definitely.
Yeah, sounds right up my alley.
I can see the weight of this quest, and with that level of experience to gain, how could I refuse?
Guess that means we're all in, huh?
Turn by turn, you all skim read and sign the contract in front of you. From what you read, the promises he made are listed.
Now then, if you'll indulge me a moment longer, I believe you've come to understand that our purpose here is indeed fitting, that your strengths are uniquely suited to what I have in mind. And so I have a task, or rather the first. You'll be familiar with the legend of the Nemean lion. What is familiar for most is the unbreakable nature of the lion's hide. Its skin and mane remain impervious to damage and fire. What was less commonly discussed is how Hercules managed to strangle the lion. Many say it was his bare hands, but it's my belief that he, in fact, made an unbreakable rope, a piece of lore from the gods woven from the hair of Hera herself, ironic as it was her curse that originally pushed him to his insanity. A most fascinating artifact, this rope. Not easily found, not easily won. You'll need to track it down, and I'll tell you plainly it won't be lying about for the taking. No, to acquire this prize, you must first face its guardian, a rumored return of another Nemean lion. Not a mere beast, mind you, but one of unusual strength at the very least. A secondary task I would pay handsomely for is if you don't just kill the creature, but to skin it and return with its pelt, a feat worthy of Heracles himself. Now, as for your transport, I've arranged a passage for you. A ferry to Athens departs shortly and can wait, should you need to gather yourselves. If you're well prepared, you can board today, but if not, there's a second ferry on the morrow. Either way, you'll have a direct route to the mainland. A necessary step, as I expect your journeys will take you across sea and land alike before long. There it is, your task set. Retrieve the rope and begin your path. Ah, yes, the path of the greatest of all legends, but only should you choose it.
Wow, fellas. Just wasn't expecting that level of commitment so early, but here we are.
Well, I gotta say, I agree with Bixby. I wasn't sure what was coming, but this. Definitely didn't see that coming.
The legend of Hercules himself. Been dreaming of that challenge my whole life. Count me in.
You are already signed up.
All right, but tell me this, what exactly is the reward for these Herculean tasks? Let's get down to the brass tacks.
Final last question then. If you can return me the rope, it will be 200 gold pieces. The pelt of the lion would be 1,000 more, and the lion alive if you can manage to subdue and transport it. I would pay 5 times that. This is a group wage, mind.
You have yourself a deal, huh?
Wait, no haggling? Just like that?
I know a good deal when I see it. 5,000 gold pieces is a small fortune. I could buy myself another hotel or two with that.
Yeah, that would be a lot of arrows. I can't even imagine.
All right then, with our contract signed and our mind set, should we head down to the docks?
Yeah, let's go bag us a lion. I love a good monster hunt.
Jeff, as we make our way down to the dock, I want to bring up one important topic. All right, listen up, team. I think we should consider pooling our gold. Shared resources mean we can afford bigger items, more supplies, and plan our moves better. You know, strength and unity and all that. It's usually what's done in D&D, and I don't think we need to change.
Yeah, I'm with Aristos on that one. When we're together, we're stronger, and so is our stash. All for one, one for all, right?
Exactly. We're in this together makes sense. Our gold should be 2. Plus, I'd like some spare arrows for the next run-in with a monster, you know.
You have plenty of arrows. You got more yesterday and used what, like 5? But Aristos, hold on, let's not get carried away here. Now, I have no problem contributing, but there's no way I'm dumping my tremendous wealth into a shared pot. I worked for this gold. I earned it. Unless I hold on to that pot.
There is no way I trust you with our savings. Good chance you spend it all on protecting yourself.
And if you take it, you'll spend it frivolously like you did with taxpayer funds. No understanding of business, no understanding of wealth. I earned my money.
Donald, we all earned it. The idea is that it's easier to cover our expenses as a group if we're all invested equally. It's normal for a D&D party.
Yeah, but you'll just have to trust me here. I think it's wiser that I hold on to my gold. Let's call it an independent reserve. I'll chip in when we need it.
An independent reserve? Donald, we're a party. This isn't a solo quest.
Exactly, Donnie. How am I supposed to know if you're actually chipping in your fair share?
Easy, Joe, because when I spend it, it'll be worth it. I don't skimp. Besides, I don't think it's fair to take all I've got and just toss it into the same pot with everyone else's smaller shares.
Smaller shares? You do realize that without us, you wouldn't have been able to bring in any reward at all, right? You really think you can manage every expense alone?
I'll contribute, Aristos, but I'm managing my money, not letting it get lost in the mix. Trust me, keeping some on the side can only be an advantage.
Man, you're making it sound like a retirement fund. This is party gold for the party.
Fine, he can hold his gold. But Donald, you're still chipping in like the rest of us for anything we all need. This whole party moves together. And you're not about to let us down because you're holding out for a better deal, are ya?
Deal. I'll be generous with my wealth. When it counts, you'll see.
All right, we're settled then. We contribute equally when the party needs it. Just make sure you remember that, Donald. For the rest of us, let's pool our gold. That's 120 gold. You both okay with me holding it?
Yep, that's fine with me.
Yeah, okay.
With that, the party heading to the boat, ready to set sail on the first formal quest. I will end the session here. So folks, that's going to wrap it up for today. I am really excited to explore this world with you and see what adventures and chaos we can create together. I warn you players, the tutorial is over. The proverbial gloves are off. From here out, it will be hard-fought battles and ongoing world plot. Don't blink at the wrong time or you may find yourself in dire circumstances.
To the fans at home, thank you for tuning in so regularly. We really appreciate it. Obama, I thought you had some things to say?
Always want to take the time to thank the commenters who take the time to share in jokes and stories from their own games below, sharing thought and opinions, but also those who like each session. That really helps drive the algorithm, and of course to all our subscribers who tune in regularly and have been with us since the start.
I have a question.
What is it, Sleepy Joe?
I got a question. What got you into Greek mythology, guys? Was it some show, a book, or a game, maybe? I'd love to know. Talking to the fans here.
Joey only asks because he was there. He wants to know if you read about him.
I would also like to thank my fans. So many people write in and comment on what they think I will get up to each session. Trust me, guys, I have the best fans, the best commenters. It's truly tremendous.
Thank you again.
Thanks, folks.
See y'all later.
Hello all, and thank you fans for being patient with us while we took a week off for the election.
Oh, is that what you and Trump were doing?
Guess Donnie's still too busy to join us today, huh?
Nah, he said he'd be here. You think he'd miss a chance to gloat? Probably caught up with campaign business. I'll shoot him a quick message.
Don't hurry. It's kind of nice without all the bigly tremendous. It's calm and peaceful.
Well, well, well. Hello, gentlemen.
Hey, I like that song.
He was that
Guess
John
Back
Cena.
Again.
Welcome,
Who
Donald.
died
Glad
who?
you could make it.
I should see if we've got
I'm
any
looking around and
M&Ms.
there's no Donald here.
Oh, you mean there's no Jeff? I think he just went to grab a pen.
Joey, that's not exactly what he meant.
Oh, Donald, what did you mean?
It's Mr. President to you.
See?
Glad to have you in the Double Terms Club.
Hey, the two-term team.
Are you talking impeachments
A
or?
terrific two-term team.
Quit being jealous, Obama. The people love me. It's true. It's true. I won very bigly. Now I get to
time, that's a
influence
good one.
America as president across 2 decades. Who else got to say the same?
Well, technically me.
Terrific two-time term team. Hey, guys, the terrific two-time term terrific
That's
team.
enough, Joe.
Aw,
2 terms, 12 huge years of making America great again.
weird way to sum up the 4 years of everyone being sick of your malarkey.
Good point, Joe. I'm the only president to win 3 elections. First win was so very big. Oh, yes, very, very bigly. And the second, well, you rigged the second. Everyone knows that I won, but you cheated. It's well known. But the third? Too big to rig. Deal with it.
Ah, Donald, so glad you could make it. Great job landing a job for the next 4 years. Let me know if this will impact on your D&D schedule.
What? No, of course not. I'll be here every week until we're done. I'm a winner and I plan to win. Unless it's Melania's birthday. Or my beautiful, beautiful daughter Ivanka's. She's really something, isn't she? Okay, a few reasons, but I'm still going to be your best player. Donovan has a lot of weight on his shoulders.
Sounds like a real atlas over there.
Perfect, glad to hear it. Donovan was fun to workshop, and I hope we get a chance to properly delve into the depths of his character as I do with all your creations.
Obama, I think we should shout out all our subscribers and commenters.
Yeah, great shout, Joe. They are our lifeblood, and every person who comes on our journey lifts our spirits just a touch more.
And they really inspire us to keep going, keep building this story for all of you.
Just wait, you haven't seen anything yet. Plenty more twists in store.
The fans, the last few episodes have flown by and we haven't shouted out enough of your wonderful comments.
Although true fans, they know we reply to everything we get through.
So besides the ones you are seeing on screen at the moment, each of us thought they'd shout out a special commenter. Someone we each thought was insightful.
I'm pretty sure my fans, my presidential fans, are tired of all this talking. They want Donovan's story. Enough with the rambling. They know I love them.
At the end of the video then.
I see your point, Donald. All right, let's dive back into the story. Care to give us a quick recap since you're on a hot streak?
Me again? Fine, but folks, listen up, because I'm only going through this once. We started with me and these 3 sidekicks, okay?
What?
Hey,
He always...
We get a mysterious call from this academic guy who supposedly got all this wisdom, all this power. He wanted the best, which is obviously why he asked for me. And then Obama, Bush, and Sleepy Joe tagged along. After a quick dealing, the academic sends us on this important mission to recover lost treasure and maybe save some crew. Honestly, I'd already planned to keep anything valuable we find. Smart strategy, right? We reach this wrecked ship and boom, first major encounter, a sea serpent. Huge, terrifying, but clearly no match for someone with my tremendous skill. I lit that thing up with my spells. Pure brilliance, folks. And let's not forget, I also saved Obama with a potion. You're welcome, by the way. Oh, and Bush went in head first as usual in Biden. Well, he did what he could. Now, in the middle of all this heroism, we're learning things. Like this academic's not just sending us out for relics. He's got something planned, something big. On the first contract, he's got us looking for a lion, a big one, supposedly unbreakable skin, all that. So now we're headed over the sea to Athens, where we will load up with gear to track this beast down. But remember, through all this, I'm here for the treasures, the glory, and to show everyone why Donovan Tiberius is the biggest legend this game has ever seen. So if you're ready for a masterclass in adventure, keep watching. Because I'm just getting started, folks.
A real masterclass, Trump.
So the party boards the ship in Port Levadi on Seraphos provided by the Akedemik, headed to Athens' Port Piraeus. It is a different ship to the one you initially arrived on with a new crew. Oh, picture it now, yes, a delightful journey across the Aegean on a ferry bound for Athens. The sky, of course, is that deep, endless blue, nearly cloudless as the gentle summer sun casts its warm embrace over the scene. Seagulls are coasting above, their calls drifting lazily across the air as they circle the mast and deck, drawn by the scent of salt and faint traces of freshly caught fish. The waves are soft today, lapping rhythmically against the hull, their foam catching the sunlight in a shimmer, as if the ocean itself is winking back. The ferry itself isn't particularly grand, but it's charming. Weathered wood and railings softened by years of sunlight and ocean breezes give it character. Ah, and the passengers. Oh, you'll find all sorts. A fisherman with sun-baked skin sits nearby, his laugh rough but full, as he shares a tale of some larger-than-life catch with any of the crew who will listen. A young couple, still smitten and carefree, leans against the rail, eyes set on the far horizon. There's even a gaggle of wild-looking children skittering about, giggling as the seabirds swoop and dive alongside the vessel, hoping for scraps. And as you sit back, perhaps with a cool drink in hand, the ferry eases forward, slicing through gentle waves, rocking with a rhythm that could lull even the most hardened soul into a summer's daydream. As you near Piraeus, you begin to see the port, a mosaic of colors and sounds, filled with ships, people bustling, the din of distant voices echoing off the docks. The scene is familiar to some of you, alien to others. There's a certain excitement in the air, a promise of discovery just beyond the horizon. Ah, yes, quite the pleasant journey indeed. You disembark, hurried along by the captain, who wants to get the passengers out of the way of his cargo that his crew have begun to offload.
Feels good to be back in the city's controlled chaos.
Tremendous. People everywhere, opportunities as far as the eye can see. I can smell the deals.
Oh, is that what that is?
Does this city just like go forever?
I've never seen anything so big besides the mountains.
Athens is grand, greatest city in the world, but this is only just the gateway town, not even the city proper. That is far more grand and magical.
Something we see eye to eye on Donovan.
I've heard better things about that Latin city. Rome it was called, I think.
You mean Rome?
Maybe spelling has never been my strong suit.
Don't get me started on Rome, filled with orcs and all sorts. When they send their armies here, you think they are sending their best and brightest? No, it's all the illegals, murderers, and people from mental institutions.
I've only met decent men. I fought alongside one of their legions in Magnesia. That was sure a day.
Taurus, you okay?
Oh yeah.
I don't really like big cities. Too crowded, too smelly. I'll take the quiet of the wilderness.
Of course you do.
Oh yeah, too many people always so busy rushing around. Give me a tranquil forest river camp, a fishing line, and something to put in my pipe.
I like that. Peaceful.
A forest filled with monsters? No, thank you.
Cities are filled with a different type of monster, wouldn't you say, Donovan?
I guess we all pick our own poisons.
Wait, are we here to pick poisons? Is that how we'll get the lion with invulnerable skin? I mean, poisons usually work on monsters. That's what I found.
Great question, actually. I'd normally suggest some high-level magics or some enchanted items, but we are limited on both at the moment, being this low level. Poisons could be the go? Any insights, anyone?
We need to find the beast first, and it may not even be real. Hercules died long before any of our grandfathers were born, so who knows, maybe it's just an overgrown house cat.
Oh, a scared, lost little kitty.
Bixby is already thinking about trying to pet the lion.
Let's stay focused and get out of Piraeus and onto the open road by sundown.
Maybe we just sell some of the excess weapons we got from the ship, buy some health potions, and I'll light it on fire.
You can do that?
We could buy oil, that's an idea.
Now you're talking my language.
You two love your oil, how some things don't change, but no, I see the plan now. Maybe we need chains? Trap it, tie it down, and torch it?
This is so inhumane.
It's not human, Aristos. It's a monster, silly.
Since when has that stopped you?
Never really. So let's grab some flasks of oil, 2 sturdy chains, maybe another healing potion. Anything I'm missing?
Not if you want to hit the road by sundown.
It is already getting late, gentlemen. The ferry takes up the largest part of the day, but this is Mediterranean summer, so Apollo's rays will be lighting up the lands until late in the day. As Aristos and Donovan are familiar enough with this area, I say we skip forward on the shopping roleplay this time so we can get on with the day. It is easy enough for you to find a market street near the docks where a range of vendors will buy and sell what you want. So please make a list.
Okay, we want to buy what to? Sturdy chains? Wait, no, chains are much shorter than rope in D&D, so we'll need extra long ones, maybe 30 foot each. Another healing potion and what, half a dozen oil flasks. Each one covers 5 foot squared, right, Jeff?
Certainly does.
I have 2 spears, 2 short swords, and a glaive I am willing to sell. Plus we have a couple of silvered weapons, but I reckon we hold on to them.
Maybe we keep the glaive too. I can see a reach weapon being really useful against a large lion.
Where are you carrying those all Taurus?
Some in my backpack, some in yours? Jeff, I go and take the 2 short swords and the spear I tied to Bixby's pack when we were scaling that cliff. Add them to my own little bundle.
I didn't realize I had all that extra weight. I thought my sea legs were making me weak on land.
Anyway, I already have 1 glaive stashed. This is my spare. I also have this large crossbow, but I'm keeping that. Maybe I need some bolts.
My boy is packing in more ways than one, I'm sure.
Seriously, how many weapons do you have?
Weapons are my religion, Bixby. Well, weapons and Ares, but they are one and the same.
Interesting. I want to understand more, but maybe we save that conversation for the road. I think we have wasted enough light today debating this, so yes, please, Jeff, can we skip talking to many vendors this time and just get on the road?
No way, Jeff. If I don't get to haggle, I'm not skipping. I need to go after that presidential discount. I mean, the Athens Noble discount.
I'll allow you to make a persuasion roll for general haggling instead of you role-playing all the various vendors. Happy?
Cause Aristos and I are locals and know the markets, can I have advantage?
I very much would be helping charm the shopkeepers and inquiring about their goods.
I agree, go for it.
Aristos? Helping charm the shopkeepers? No, not very likely. Everyone knows I'm the most charming. So you wouldn't be able to help charm, no, but you could use your nerdy powers to help with local knowledge of prices and quality or something, maybe. Something give me an edge in the dealings.
Yeah, whatever, just roll, let's get moving.
Okay, I got a, oh, not as great as it could have been, 19.
19 is a disappointing persuasion roll.
With advantage, yeah.
Sorcerers, gotta love that charisma.
What can I say? Just like me, did you see those numbers in the popular vote? Very big.
With a 19, you managed to sell all the weapons for 25 gold and purchase the goods, including the potion, for 65 gold, leaving you with a debt of 40 gold.
I will contribute 6 gold towards it.
I knew this would happen.
Listen, that healing potion I bought, personal gold, and I used it on you. I'm already pitching an extra on the oil and chains. Those didn't come cheap, but they weren't 30 gold.
He has a point.
Let's skip the debate. Jeff, I'll cover the last 35 gold from the party loot.
All right, finally out on the road. So where are we heading again?
We're after the Nemean lion, so Neme, I think.
It's never that straightforward.
Oh, but it is.
Well, who'd have thought?
I did.
Yes, the lion's last known territory is near Nemea, and that's where you have been directed to search for Hera's Roke.
Any chance I know the location?
As Aristos thinks about his knowledge of legends, roll for history, please.
I know Bixby is new to Greece, but as I do know a thing or two about monsters. Think I've heard of it?
I will give Obama advantage as you put your heads together.
The power of 1.5 minds combined.
Oh, advantage? Great, much needed. First roll was a natural 3. Second one's better. That's a 16 with modifiers.
You couldn't put a pin in it on a map, but you know it's in the north of the Peloponnese towards the eastern side.
Oh, that has to be like 70, maybe 80 miles by foot.
So we could walk there like peasants, or we could get a ride there, hire a wagon or cart, save the legs for the fight?
Only 80 miles. Oh, I thought it was going to be far. Now save the coin, let's march. Good cardio for those who might not be lion fight ready. Jeff, how long would it take us?
The limit is at 30 miles over an 8-hour period without pushing exhaustion. And that's per day, George. For those of you at home curious, I am going to be playing with the new 2024 exhaustion rules, as I believe they are more thematic. I'm not taking that book set on a whole, but same as with anything, we will pick and choose the parts that suit us best.
So 3 days then, depending on if we make good time tonight. Jeff, do we have a feel for how safe this main road is between cities?
This road you are taking, at least for the majority of your journey, is the safest intercountry road. A lifeblood of trade throughout the region, it is mutually lucrative for the kings, princes, and rulers of the lands to ensure it remains open and free of bandits.
Ah, boring. Why not fights every day against waves of bandits and monsters?
Patience. There will be plenty of time for waves of enemies later, Taurus, the ever-excited.
Only 3 days, I agree we walk.
Fine, you all love walking, don't you? I was just thinking of Bixby's knees.
Nothing wrong with my knees.
We've all seen you on stairs.
Hey, at least I can open a car door first time.
Come on, guys, stay on track. Okay, I know it's already getting late, but I'd like to get some serious road behind us. Jeff, do you reckon we could get, 4 hours of travel in before midnight?
Yeah, if you leave now, you can probably make it a few hours before the need for sleep comes too great to resist.
Want us to make any rolls for this?
I'd be on the lookout. I'll light a torch from my adventurer's pack.
Make a perception roll then.
No need for survival, right? We're not doing any tracking.
No, not if you are just following the main road.
I got a 12.
You are caught in the awkward twilight, where it's too bright for a torch but too dark for ease of vision. You can easily see the road in front of you, but to see any of the horizon or the fields and forests beyond immediate reach is too much. Before long darkness sets in, and as you trudge forward, the monumental nature and scale of the task ahead of you sets in.
After a few hours of solemn silence, I break through the darkness, asking Bixby and Taurus to please keep an eye out for an appropriate place to set up camp. 10 hours on a ship and 4 marching quickly is the limit for this wizard.
Pathetic.
My legs have plenty of energy ready to spring forward, but my eyes have been closed since sundown.
How have you not tripped and fell over?
I have a great sense of smell.
Still no clearer, Bixby.
Wait, aren't you on lookout?
If you weaklings want to stop, we can get night's rest for a big day tomorrow. We have 30 miles to cover. Jeff, how far does it feel like we made it?
With no signs or maps in the dark, it's difficult to tell, but you'd guess 10 miles tonight, maybe more.
Perfect. Jeff, I'm scouting for a little hill to set up on, low direct visibility from the road, but a good vantage point for us. Our lookout can keep watch from the top.
The terrain allows for this pretty easily. You find a small hill with a solitary olive tree just off the side of the road.
Sleeping under olive branches? Sounds peaceful, hee-hee.
Perfect, I'll take first watch, then I'll wake Aristos, who will wake Don, then he wakes Bixby.
Who do I then wake?
Well, hopefully we're done sleeping by then and can adventure onwards.
Now here we are, our first outdoor camp. A D&D tradition.
Not something I want to get used to. I'd prefer the presidential suite in a tavern any day.
The night passes quietly, with each of you taking your shifts. Occasionally a lantern floats down the road or an owl hoots from the trees, but all remains calm. By morning, as the sun rises high, even Donovan can't resist the call to get moving.
I'm telling you, last night was awful. I'll never get used to sleeping on the ground. Tonight, let's find an inn, a shack, even a barrel like Diogenes, anything but out in the open again.
I can't believe you just referenced Diogenes.
What do you mean expose? I've never seen such gilded adventuring gear. You were really tucked in there.
I've never seen a swag do any of those features.
Anyway, enough dilly-dallying. We need to get serious clicks down today if we want to get to this place in a reasonable time.
I'm on lookout again, this time paying more attention to the surrounding landscape and how it changes.
Eyes open, please.
If Bixby's got lookout, I'll observe the people and goods around us, trying to learn more about the kind of traffic on this road, taking notes where possible.
I'm keeping an eye out for any interesting folks who might have a story worth hearing.
Well, all right, let's take it all in, shall we? You're moving along dusty, well-worn paths that stretch like ribbons across the landscape past olive groves and cypress trees, which sway just a bit in the late summer breeze. The road here is alive with travelers, merchants, and the occasional animal-drawn cart, creaking with pottery and bundles of fresh herbs. Bixby, as you scan the horizon, you see the landscape shift gradually from the bustling outer towns to quieter fields. Far in the distance, gentle hills ripple out like a sea, dotted with patches of wild thyme and sage. Now, Aristos, your sharp eye on the passing crowd doesn't miss a beat. You're catching sight of everything from street vendors hawking dried figs and honey to young acolytes transporting baskets of offerings to nearby shrines. Goods range from fine silks and spices to simple pottery, and there's a certain pride among the traders, even those with carts no bigger than a wheelbarrow. You sense they've all traveled a long way to sell here, bringing a patchwork of both Greece's finest and most mundane offerings. Meanwhile, Taurus, you're spotting the friendly faces easily, smiling tradesmen, spirited locals, a few battle-scarred veterans nodding respectfully as they pass. It's a blend of ages and backgrounds. You see old soldiers sharing stories of past wars, farmers laughing over lost livestock, and one particularly striking figure, a lone figure by an ancient well just off the main road, draped in dark, travel-worn cloth, with a gleam in his eye that's not quite of this world. He has no obvious weapons and seems to sway while even standing still.
I am drawn to this stranger. Hello, sir. What has you stopped at this fine well today? Is it the water that's why we are here?
Hey, Scoticus! There you are, full of a man.
You were expecting me?
Oh, you! Oh, you are dipped in courage, yes, but not yet tested. No, not by the teeth of fate itself. You seek the lion, eh? I can see it in your eyes. The beast wrapped in a hide tougher than forged bronze. But the lion's skin, nor its heart, are not its, all not his strength, no. No, it's his rage and unrestrained force of nature. And that is not something you'll break with a weapon.
Is it wisdom you're giving me, or just riddles, old man?
Riddles, wisdom. What's the difference, really?
So much.
Here are you, patience to tame that beast. Patience of the gods themselves, and a bit more cleverness than a bull's charge. You've got that hidden somewhere, don't you? Oh, yes, there's more than brute force in those horns.
Spit it out, stranger. We've got no time for mad talk. Any actual advice?
Advice? Here's one for you, bull boy. There is more of that lion in you than you will be in the lion. Another. Smell the fear and hangs thick on the wind all over and it grows by the day. Smells like war and death. Something you will soon recognize.
I do smell something funny. I thought it was Aristos.
He's just wasting our time with nonsense.
Right. You know where to find the lion?
Worth a shot.
Ah, then I'll tell you plain. Find them here, go west. Through the deepest valleys and across the widest rivers. To the mouth of the cave that swallows the sun. Where the shadows creep in the air thick with the stick of an old, angry beast. He'll be there. Oh yes, waiting, teeth bared, fury bound, tight like a storm ready to break. But remember, boys, it's not his bite that'll end you.
It's his rage, yes, I was listening, although I don't know why I bothered you. You told us nothing useful.
Apparently so.
Farewell. Get it?
I'm out of here, not waiting for Bixby's pathetic humor or this old man to kill me.
With no further interruptions, you are able to walk for another 4 hours until the sun starts to get low and you see a forest up in front of you.
I don't fancy your chances going through the forest in the dark.
It definitely sounded like player bait from a DM.
You think so? Okay, then I change my vote. Let's keep marching and find us a fight.
We'll be exhausted if we have to travel any further and then fight on top of that.
I agree with Joey. You sounds awful to say.
Okay, let's get to the edge of the forest so we can collect some firewood and burn it for warmth and light. Maybe do a little hunting in the twilight.
Oh yeah, fun.
Sounds like a plan.
It doesn't take long to get to an appropriate place to camp without being too close to the woods, and getting the fire going is quite quick considering the talents of this party in both survival skills and magical incendiaries.
Bixby, I want to test this crossbow out. I've never used one. Want to go hunt something and show me how to use it?
Wow, really? Yeah, sounds great. I'd love to then we can cook it on this fire. The hunt, not the crossbow.
Out me out.
Me too.
Oh, why?
I want to do some journaling I didn't get to last night because I was exhausted, and then review my spell book for anything useful and what's to come.
I want to tend to the fire. It's a bit low, need a big fire, as I'm always saying.
Okay, you two head out and stalk some prey after a few quick lessons from Bixby in ranged accuracy. For the hunt, I'll get it to be 2 rolls. Firstly, survival, which will be advantage because you are both experts working in unison at tracking. And secondly, a ranged attack, which will be based on your dex. Now, as a barbarian, you technically have proficiency in heavy crossbows, but for thematics, as you said, Taurus has never used one before, and as we're not in combat, just having some fun, I'll say straight dex modifier with no proficiency bonus. And advantage, because you have help, and again, disadvantage, as this is your first crossbow shot, so canceled out for a straight roll.
Lost me?
2 rolls, first with advantage. And the second, as you have both advantage and disadvantage, they cancel each other out. Leading to, as Jeff said, a straight roll, so just a normal single D20 roll.
Simple when you say it like that. Okay, first Teo. Not bad, 18 total. And then the attack roll, 12 on the dice. Obama, what does that mean?
Means with 14 dex. So a +2 dex modifier, you got a 14 total. Not bad against an animal's AC, depends what you found.
In the fading light, Bixby catches it first, the scent of blood. Following a short trail, you find a deer at the edge of the tree line, its leg torn up, likely by a wolf. You approach quietly, close enough to make a clean shot for a first-timer. With Bixby's guidance, you aim, releasing the bolt into its neck for a quick, painless end. No need to roll damage.
Yippee. Well, Doe, Taurus.
Team effort, partner. You can be my spotter any day.
But do you get it? I said Doe, not done.
Jeff, I run and grab the body. I'll bring it close enough to camp to butcher to tempt any brave wolf who smells the pelt, skeleton, and innards. I'd love to shoot a wolf and get a cool wolf skin.
You easily return the deer, skin it, and prepare some fillets for dinner over the fire with your new crew. Soon the smell and sounds of meat sizzling fills the air.
Well done, gentlemen. We'll have dinner for days.
Reminds me of my family's patented Tiberius burgers we sell at our hotels. Very tremendous flavor, very bigly portions. It's true, it's true.
So here's a thought. What was your first job? I mean, we're out here aiming to slay monsters and hunt down ancient relics, but I can't imagine we all started with such, noble work.
I've always been in the tribe doing as the boss man needs. Building, farming, fighting was always my favorite, so when the opportunity came up to make a bit of money for me and some more for the tribe as a sellsword, I took it. See some more of the world than our 4 seasons roaming plains and valleys, beautiful as they are.
You mentioned the Latins earlier. Was it a Roman army?
Yes, they marched through our homelands on behalf of some king, buying up spare soldiers for their shock troops.
Hey, you really had your hands full as a mercenary for Rome. Shock infantry has no easy days. At least that's what I've heard.
As you say, it was considered serious business. Not many mercs gained the legionaries' respect, but we did. Those were the glory days. I was a hero when I returned. At least to begin with.
To begin with? What happened?
Nothing major, but enough about me. I've been selfish. Bixby, you finished eating. Why don't you tell us your story? Any monsters you're not planning to go toe-to-toe with? Seems like there's no critter you won't try to take down, even as a smaller guy.
Oh, well, let's just say if it's got a bad temper and big teeth, I'm interested. But dragons, I'll save that for the big leagues. Little Bixby's got to work his way up. Yeah, I know. I bet they'd just fly out of my bow range anyway.
Smart choice, Bunny. Dragons take more than one good arrow. Trust me, I've heard enough tales from men with missing limbs.
What got you so into monster hunting, Bixby?
Hey, you want to hear about Bixby? All right, settle in, folks, cause this little guy's got more stories packed in him than a whole scriptorium. First thing, I got to know is Bixby isn't just your average bow and arrow rabbit. No, this is a herringon from Crete. And if you know anything about Crete, you know they don't make them soft there. Every square inch of that land's crammed with monstrous beasts, curses, and ancient ruins. You could trip on a stone and end up face to face with some centuries-old monster. And let me tell ya, Bixby's faced down plenty of them.
If you refer to yourself in third person again, this story stops immediately. Got me?
Okay, I started off as a humble hunter. In Crete, we all grow up shooting arrows with bows and rocks without slings. Of course, we practice other martial arts, but those are the two most prized. I could knock the wings off a hummingbird at 300 feet. So I was a cut above the average, so I took to hunting as a means of livelihood. First it was food, then a little extra money, and soon I was taking down exotic prey for serious coin. A local hunting company even hired me for big game trips, and they hit record bounties. Mostly, I'll admit, that was thanks to Artemis's goodwill, but word got out about my hunts, so I started my own company and bam, fully booked. But it got old, same deal every day, hauling spoiled nobles around. Then I heard about a harpy nest near my hometown. Got a crew together, cleared those harpies right out. They could steal a sword from your hand and fly off laughing, but we only took a few injuries. After that, I was hooked on monster hunting. Bigger, scarier monsters, that's been my path ever since.
So you're just out here on the hunt for bigger prey?
Not quite. It's a little more complicated than that. To prove my courage, I go down into an infamous ancient labyrinth, just looking to scout for a local lord. No big deal, right? I'm halfway down a spiral when I hear it, the footsteps of something huge, breathing heavy enough to shake the walls. Well, I did what any smart bunny would do, ran out of there like lightning, just like my mama taught me, and made it out back into the light where a crowd was waiting to point and laugh at me. Turns out I'm not so great with tight spaces. So now I'm hoping to get some experience, build up my strength, and go back down there to face whatever had me running and earn my respect back.
Maybe it's like AC Odyssey and it's just a man in a mask?
If you know, you know.
You realize you are a minotaur? It might have been one of your cousins down the cave.
Hey, yeah, maybe.
Well, on that note, Bixby had officially bored me to sleep. I am going to turn in for the night.
Excellent timing. I think that's where we might leave this session. A little insight into the history of Taurus and Bixby and what makes them tick, while covering most of the journey west. You are now looking to head down south past the Corinthian wall and towards your next task. We will start the next session off after the night's rest, with no interruptions. So is there anything you want to do before your characters sleep?
Man, if this is what the road is like, I can't wait to see what's waiting for us with that big old lion. Imagine that thing just prowling around, waiting to give us a run for our money. I don't know about you guys, but I'm ready to wrestle me a monster.
Same here, buddy. And the road's been good so far. Scenery, a few interesting folks, that old guy at the well.
Well, I think we're in for quite the journey, and that's just to get to the lion. But I'm excited to see what we come across as we get closer. And hey, this team has handled everything so far, mostly the sea serpent.
Hey.
If we keep our heads and work together, we'll be ready when the lion does show up. So let's just keep pushing forward.
Well, it's going to be huge. The lion, the journey, everything. But look, when it comes to that lion, I'll be the one to bring it down. I already see the headlines, Tiberius, the lion tamer stronger than Hercules. You'll all thank me later.
Sounds like the party is ready for quite the adventure up ahead, and my friends, so am I. But let's save some of that excitement for next session, yes? And to all our viewers, thank you for tuning in as always. Seeing this campaign grow with you has been a joy.
Absolutely. To everyone out there who's been watching, dropping comments, and sharing your own D&D stories, we appreciate it all. It really helps us build out this world and keep the fun going.
As I'm packing up, let's talk about those commenters we mentioned earlier.
Okay, folks, listen up. I'm going first. You know they say my fans are the smartest, and honestly, they are. Look at this comment from @AguilarElyuga1777. Brilliant. He's totally onto something, folks. The Akedemik. Let's be honest, I think he's a little shady. All that talk about parables, a little too suspicious, if you ask me. I've seen enough. And I'll tell you, I had the same thought. He probably did take back my chest. Can you believe it? That's right, my chest. Wasn't his breakfast a little strange? Lots of questions, not many answers. I wouldn't eat like that, believe me. Something's fishy here.
Oh, hey, I liked all the comments from Jorg Nakade. Big fan of Jorg, folks. He gave us so many ideas for characters from the Winx Club. You remember that show, right? The one with the fairies and the magic? What a show. Anyway, I think we could totally pull that into this universe. What do you all think? There's a lot of potential here, a lot. And the guy commented like 50 times, can you believe it? 50. I don't even know if I could type that much. Good stuff, though.
Never heard of it, Joe, but that's probably a Jeff question, right? Anyway, I couldn't decide on just one comment, so I picked two, folks. Big shout out to Logan Hayes, a longtime friend of the channel. Love that guy. He had some real thoughts on Jeff taking the gloves off. You know, the guy's a thinker, says this game's finally getting tough, and I gotta agree, it's about time. We've been playing it too safe. And while we're at it, let's throw in a little something from Saul. Saul says, let's go, and you know what? He's right. Let's go. We're ready. Let's kick it into high gear.
Jeff, you know, I've heard a lot about this guy, and let me tell you, he's got great taste in comments, folks. But let's talk about something more important. My chest was taken, and no one messes with my chest. Not even the Akedemik. That's a big mistake, believe me.
Well, I'd like to shout out another longtime commenter, Giacomo. He's been a big part of this channel for a long time now, giving us tons of great ideas. I mean, this guy really cares about accuracy, and you know what? He's the kind of guy who can help us get the facts right, make sure we're staying true to the source material. We wouldn't be where we are without comments like that.
Oh, accuracy, huh? Yeah, well, we're all about accuracy, but let's not forget I'm the one who knows what's best. You all saw what happened with that chess, right? That's the real story here. What's actually going on with the Akedemik? You can't trust that guy. I know how he operates.
Yeah, Trump. Yeah, your chess thing. That's real important, but we're talking about the Winx Club here. Fairies, magic, big energy. But, yeah, I guess the chest is. Maybe it's important too, I think.
Well, looks like someone's a little distracted. But hey, we're all in this together, right? The Chess Winx Club saw whatever it takes to keep this channel rolling.
Well, while I won't comment on the challenge of the campaign just yet, I do want to mention a great comment from Shogun Plasma, long-term friend of the channel, and honestly, this guy knows what's up. He gave me some great insight into his favorite comment, just incredible stuff. I gotta say, folks, I encourage everyone to keep commenting. We read them all, and your ideas help us shape what's next. Chaos, Winx Club, whatever it may be, keep it coming.
That's right, folks. Keep those comments coming because unlike the Akedemik and his mysterious breakfast, I'm going to keep delivering the best content. No one's going to beat me. No one.
Exactly. Keep the ideas coming, folks. And you know what? Thanks to all of you, this channel's better than ever. Let's make it even better.
All right, let's wrap this up, fellas. Got a good feeling about this one. Keep commenting, keep liking, and remember, it's always better when we're all in this together.
Yeah, and don't forget to hit that subscribe button and, of course, the notification bell. You don't want to miss a second of what's coming next. We've got epic battles, new quests, and a little treasure hunting, too. It's going to be tremendous.
Yeah, follow us who will lead the way. And let us know in the comments which of the labors are you most excited for.
And if you're enjoying the ride, give it a like, maybe even share with a friend or two. We'll see y'all next session on the road to the Naming Lion.
Come on, Joey, sit down. We need to get this show on the road. We've got a campaign to run.
Why is it always my fault, huh?
Believe me, I'm wondering the same.
All right, gentlemen, everyone have their dice ready? I'm hoping to actually start on time today.
Dice are locked and loaded, Obama. Let's see if Sleepy Joe over here makes it through the session without nodding off. Finally seated, huh?
I'm more alert than you think, Donnie. Hit the beach with Jill, caught a quick nap, and now I'm ready to go.
Naturally. Glad to hear you're with us, Joe.
We got the whole crew here. Look at us, ready to slay.
Oh, correction, Bush. Ready to be led by the best, the one and only Donovan Tiberius.
Your ego must take up half the map, Donovan. Taurus has been clearly carrying the team so far, at least in combat and hunting.
Nah, I'm just here to keep y'all from tripping over your own feet. And Joe, ignore him. Bixby's the reason we've got dinner for days.
It was your shot.
Why can't we have a normal intro like the other channels, a neat song and slideshow or something?
I thrive on chaos, obviously.
Really makes you think about where the country's at these days, doesn't it, Mr. President-elect?
Maybe we should focus on not getting drowned this time, just saying.
I see you all are lively tonight. All right, adventurers, let's pick up where we left off. George, can you give us the recap while I set up my screen?
Before we start, a big thank you to everyone watching, subscribing, and commenting. You're the reason we keep coming back every week.
Absolutely, it's tremendous. I've got the best fans, no question. Best commenters, too. Keep those likes coming. Help me build the traction I deserve.
Totally agree, Obama. I read all your comments, even the Sleepy Joe ones. Keep watching and I'll show you what I can do. I'll prove you wrong.
We're grateful for every subscriber and comment, folks. You're part of this journey, part of the team. And guess what? We're so close to that 500 mark. If you've enjoyed a few episodes and want to continue, it would help us a lot.
To those watching every week but haven't subscribed yet, Drop a comment below and let us know what we can do to earn that click. Help us grow the channel the way you want.
All right, on to the good stuff. Here's the rundown, folks. We got a call from this old elf called the Akedemik. Real wise guy, knows his ancient history, wanted the best, so naturally he got us. Since then, we've been set up to go all over Greece, fighting monsters. First, we fought a sea serpent in a shipwreck. Now we're after a lion with skin tougher than bronze. Invulnerable, they say. The lion's a big deal, hiding out near Nemea. Not just strong, but furious. None of us are taking it lightly. We've got about 50 miles south into the Peloponnese ahead, gearing up for the fight. We're just getting started, but what a journey it's been already. We stopped last session on the way via a well where some crazy guy tried to give me some riddles, but we quickly moved on before I lost my temper. Now, that's it.
You know we're not actually out to hunt the lion, right?
What are you talking about?
Barak, what are you getting at? We are definitely hunting the lion.
The lion's a side quest. Our real mission given to us by the Akedemik is the unbreakable rope made of Hera's hair in the cave where the lion resides.
It is?
That doesn't ring a bell for me.
Come on, Obama, the lion's the real draw here. Nobody's excited about a rope.
The guy funding this trip cares. He's the one signing the checks.
As dawn breaks on the 4th day of your campaign, the party stirs awake. Bixby, you had the last watch at the forest's edge. The night passed quietly, save for the soft rustle of small animals and the shadowy outline of a larger creature obscured by the dark, but caused no issues. Like the first night, a few travelers passed along the road, though it was far quieter than the daytime.
No point sitting around. Let's get on the road.
I'm with you. Big day ahead.
While they argue, I'm checking that deer from last night. Want to see if any predators got to it or left tracks.
What a splendid notion. Roll for investigation or survival.
I'll take survival. That's a +3, so I rolled an 18.
Pretty good.
With an 18, you're fairly certain a few owls or scavengers had a quick snack. The eyes and a few organs are missing, but most of the carcass remains untouched, likely because it's so near your camp.
Got it. I head back to the others, probably still fumbling with all their overstuffed gear.
Isn't Bixby carrying half your stuff?
Work smarter, not harder, Obama. A good leader delegates tasks.
Can we get moving already? I'm ready to see that lion.
Excellent idea, Bixby. Even in the morning's light, at first you're surrounded by gentle hills and groves of olive trees, their silvery leaves catching the sunlight. As you march onward, the land begins to rise and fall in rugged, unpredictable slopes. The path weaves between steep cliffs and narrow passes, with limestone crags jutting out like ancient, watchful sentinels. Here and there, wildflowers peek through cracks, bold bursts of color amid the dusty trail. And just as you near your next stop, the landscape opens wide, the mountains framing a grand view of the shimmering isthmus below. The sun has just started to set, but even in the low light, you can see the famed length of fortification that stretches from sea to sea, the Corinthian Wall.
Well, that sounds impressive. What is it?
Just another excuse to bleed us businessmen dry with taxes. Don't get me wrong, I love a good wall. Tall and thick and right at the border to keep the undesirables out. They're very good, very important. I'm always saying Athens should build more walls. But I've been through here before, and even though I'm a noble from a great house, they still charge me a tax to go through. I hate taxes. They should be paying me to enter so I can help with their teeny small economy with my family's great wealth through trading.
As you are crested up on a little hill, at the moment its full glory is an impressive wooden wall, stretching across the entire width of the land, from coast to coast, a marvel of craftsmanship and design. This formidable barrier extends outward from the city Corinth, a small twinkling jewel in the far distance. Even from here, you can see the wall's timbered panels weathered by time but sturdy, with watchtowers stationed at intervals.
I've got some of the notes you gave me from my backstory on Corinth, Jeff, from my reading at the Academy on towns nearby Athens. Mind if I jump in here and answer Bixby in character?
No, of course I don't mind, Aristos. Love to see you making use of your character's knowledge and skills.
The wall is lined with gates at key points, including the road we're on, Bixby. These gates are heavily guarded and alive with activity. Merchants, travelers, soldiers, all passing through. Everyone pays a toll to cross. A fee Corinth claims ensures safety and prosperity. The wall has turned the isthmus into both a fortress and a bustling trade hub, with transient merchants setting up shop to cater to travelers.
Hold on, we're paying just to walk through a gate?
I told you.
You're right. This is robbery. I'm having words with whoever's in charge when we get there.
Just stop and look around Taurus.
What?
Yeah, explain that.
Exactly. Nothing. It's quiet here. That fee pays the guards, so keep the roads safe. No bandits. A small fee is a small price to pay for it.
No, Taurus is right. It is straight theft. No other city charges me a disgusting tax to enter.
What shall it be, gentlemen? Press on through the gate tonight in the fading light, or camp on this side and approach in the daylight.
Does the wall have, I guess, like opening hours?
In turbulent times when guards are stretched thin, trade can slow. But usually on main roads like this, it runs all night.
I say we press on, time to get some real distance down.
Yeah, I'm with Bixby.
With that, the party push on, coming up against the gate just as the last hints of orange light start to fade from the sky, as described by Aristos around the base of the wall as a modest shanty town sprawling outward from the gates. A maze of tents, makeshift stalls, and wooden carts scattered along the road. During the day, this area teems with life. Traders haggling, buyers bustling about, goods changing hands with each shout and call. But now, under the stillness of night, the people are mostly asleep, so business is quieted. A few lanterns sway in the breeze, casting warm, uneven light over the resting camp, often paired with a bold salesman aiming to capitalize when others sleep. Soft murmurs carry on the night air, mixed with the occasional crackle of a fire as merchants and travelers bed down, while the guards and a few night watchers keep careful watch till dawn. As you get closer now, you can see the guard on duty is standing in a small booth with several other guards mingling around the area. No one else has approached the gate. The road was open before you. The guard looks across the party.
4 on foot. That's 2 gold, 20 silver, whatever you prefer.
Whatever. Do you do split bills? I hand him 5 silver.
Handing over your coin so easily, Donovan?
Yeah, what? I thought we were standing together against unjust taxation.
5 silver, it's so small, not worth the argument. Better ways to spend that energy.
Come on, Aristos, you've got our money. Let's just pay and move on.
I take the rest of the coins, Jeff, and pass them to the guard.
As he does, I'm going to say, hey, paying to walk through a gate is ridiculous. Here we are traveling these roads on foot, kicking up dust and blisters, and you want to charge us just to step over an imaginary line. If I had my way, I'd knock down the gate and march right through without handing over a single copper.
Anything else, sirs? No? Enjoy your night and safe travels.
Throughout your outburst, his expression remains unmoved, as if he's heard it all 1,000 times before. As you depart the south side, the Raggedy Market is a reflection of that which you saw on the north side. A few stalls open along the road, but not much more. Congratulations, you have made it down onto the Peloponnese. You travel for an hour in the dark, but it is becoming increasingly slower, even under torch light.
Gentlemen, I'm tired. I need sleep.
Of course you are.
Come on, surely you have another hour in ya.
Not happening.
I agree with Bixby. We have a bit of hill here where we can get good vantage, but aren't too far away from the safety of people, the guards and the wall, if we really need it.
You've got to be joking. We'll never need those weaklings for anything. With that said, I am going to get a few more venison fillets out and hand them to Aristos for cooking before turning to make my bed. As I do, I'm going to turn to Donovan. 5 silver pieces wouldn't break many people's banks, but you handed them over so casually. Tell us more about yourself, please. I'm curious to learn more.
I really should have brought along one of my scrolls, but I forget many outside of the Athenian social circles don't know my name.
I'm from Athens and I've never heard of you.
I said social circles, specifically nerd, learn to listen. Anyway, so you know that my family is in hotels. We mostly deal with accommodation in the mining belt, but my father has also started to develop a few apartment blocks in the upcoming neighborhoods in Athens. My father, Phrixos Tiberius, is a truly great man, always working and loves every day of his life and has been tremendously successful.
So why'd you leave, walking away for all that?
Seems like you were living the dream.
Well, you know, I felt the call of adventure, you see. I had to make my own fortune and stand on my own 2 feet, you know, build some life experience.
Not convinced? I'm rolling inside, Jeff. I want to see what's really going on.
What? Hey, no fair, you're not allowed to do that. This is rigged.
Got something to hide, huh?
No, I just wanted to respect Jeff's rule about no PvP, that's all.
That rule's mainly for combat, Donovan. Aristos can roll insight, and you can roll persuasion or deception. Just share your result. No need to tell us what kind of roll it was.
I rolled well. I got a 16.
That's well. I rolled poorly and I gotta wait no a 16. Jeff, what happens?
In some situations, we might need to play rollies, but today we will settle it like this. Aristos, Donovan is hard to read. What he says surely has elements of truth, but whether there is deceptions or omitted details, you cannot tell with any certainty, but it feels like there is definitely more to his story.
As there is to all your stories, too. But I am done for the night. It's been a long day and we have another big day tomorrow.
So Bixby's already fallen asleep, right, Joe?
Sorry, I'm still on last watch, right?
Yeah, same order, why not? Jeff will make it the standard watch.
Keeps it simple.
Sounds good, Barack. And with that, in this relatively safe area, the night passes somewhat similarly to last night, the occasional traveler passing through the gate, or towards it, but they are few and far between. You all awake, some more tired and sore than others.
I'm feeling fine, Jeff.
I know I wasn't talking about you, Taurus.
He was talking about us less martial characters.
Don't bring me into this. I am in perfectly good shape. All my doctors say so.
Then release your medical records.
Let's just get on the road, Jeff. Let's get to traveling.
The day stretches ahead as you depart from the site of the Corinthian wall, now visible as a dark brown shadow from bay to bay, setting forth on a path worn by countless travelers before you. The road undulates across the rugged terrain, flanked by low hills and fields dotted with hardy shrubs and olive trees. The sun climbs high, casting a brilliant light over the landscape, though shadows cling to the ancient stones and winding trails, although they provide no respite from the baking midday sun. You pass many travelers initially, but after the turnoff to Medea, they become more sparse, bundled in cloaks, heads down as they hurry along the same dusty path. As evening draws near, you reach the outskirts of the small town of Medea. A heavy stillness greets you, and as you walk deeper into the town, the quiet becomes almost unnerving. The stone-paved streets lie empty, every shop closed tight, their shutters locked, their signs creaking in the night breeze. Not a single lantern glows in the windows of the pub. Every door is shut firmly, as though trying to hold something out, or perhaps to keep something in. You catch glimpses of hurried shapes moving through narrow alleys, slipping quickly into shadows as if avoiding your gaze. The silence thickens, pressing against you as you realize this town is hiding something and you're stepping right into it. From behind you, a silent hand grabs the back of your cloak, Donovan, pulling you gently into an alley before letting go.
Quick, all of you. Follow me.
He turns and disappears into the darkness of the cobbled, winding alley.
This looks like a trap.
He touched me. Yeah, I cast prestidigitation.
Cowards, I'm going to follow, trying not to get lost.
Me too. I followed Taurus.
All in, I guess. Jeff, we follow this stranger.
He leads you right on the edge of your vision, often disappearing around a corner, reappearing ahead of you shortly after. Eventually, he passes under an arch, disappearing into the building on its left.
Well, we've come this far, we follow in.
The room is small, barely fitting the 5 of you, and certainly not comfortably spaced.
What are you fools doing running around like that?
In front of you is a small figure cloaked in green, that rich earthy green of bright grass glade, but with just a peak of a red undershirt beneath, bright, almost defiant against the muted tones of his cloak. He's tucked away, concealed in the dim back room of what reveals to be, as your eyes adjust, to be a tavern, his keen eyes peering out from under his hood, taking in every detail, every sound. You see him, barely a whisper in the shadows, poised and alert, as though he's ready to bolt at the slightest hint of danger. A quiet, cautious presence, and yet unmistakably determined.
I beg your pardon.
I'm not sure begging a dragon will help. Nasty creatures or so, my uncle tells me.
Did you say dragon?
You must be confused. We are here about a lion.
A lion? Why would we be hiding from a lion?
Who's we?
Me and the rest of the town?
Oh, right, yeah.
Isn't this Nemea, the famous town of the Nemean lion?
I have heard the stories, yes, but that was an age ago.
How do you know there is a dragon? We didn't see much of the town, but nothing looked burned or damaged.
We were prepared. We haven't got attacked, thankfully. We realized it was around and have been quiet ever since.
When did you last see the dragon then?
If we sneak out tonight, you might catch a glimpse. It's been lurking about for a week or so.
And it flies over the town most days?
Well, no, not exactly.
What do you mean?
It's only out at night, I guess? We've never seen it fly over in the day?
So, how do you see it at night?
There's a little cave up in the hills you can see from the west side of town. It often glows.
I want to go out and have a look.
Please don't. You'll get me in trouble and maybe the dragon sees out and grabs you.
I'd like to see it try. I'm scared of no dragons.
As much as I would definitely back you up, Taurus, but I am sleepy, so maybe we could do it tomorrow, as the little guy says. Stay safe in here for the night, and then investigate properly tomorrow when we're fresh.
You haven't been fresh in 3 decades.
Got you on that one.
I do agree, though.
That's so mean, Barack.
I didn't mean with Don's comment, Joe. I meant, I agree we need to rest. I'm cooked, and it seems like there's enough reason I'll take the excuse for the rest inside. We can sleep here, right? That's why you brought us to this room?
You want to sleep in here?
Is that okay?
Yeah, sure, I guess.
Not really that big, but I guess we don't really need a watch. Just someone half awake to watch the door.
Okay, no room for bedrolls, but we should be warm enough not out in the elements.
I was kind of thinking you guys stay through here, though. Might be a little more comfortable.
He opens a door behind him, leading you to the back entry of an inn, and quickly ushers you into a room. With the 4 of you in here, it's not much larger than the previous room, but it is more sheltered, being out of the wind, and the floorboards are less worn.
Stay here tonight. I'll smooth it over with the innkeep, their family. I'll see you in the morning.
With that, he departs, closing the door quietly behind him.
I have so many questions.
Same, like where did he get that cloak? Did you notice how it was such a beautiful green? How did he get his hair so curly? Must eat his crusts.
Any important questions? Like, why should we stay here if there is a dragon? I don't want to get toasted while I sleep.
Not afraid of a little dragon, are you?
Sounds like he is.
What? No, I'm not scared. I just don't want to get caught up fighting a dragon when our mission is to kill a lion.
You mean get the rope?
Sure, whatever. Has nothing to do with dragons.
I'm tired, so I say we stay the night here and decide in the morning.
I agree with the rabbit. I am taking this wall. No one better touch my horns while I sleep.
No one touched your horns around the camp.
Yeah, why would we now?
I'm just warning you not to. I really don't like it.
Okay, understood, I guess, but you're still on first watch, so talk to you in the morning. I will take this corner over here, Jeff, and start a long rest.
Perfect. With the party bedding down in this small strange tavern in a small strange town, we will skip the night as it passes quietly as expected. In the morning you hear a small knock at your door.
I open it. Wide.
All men already? Can't I lay in 5 more minutes?
Bixby, you are on the morning watch. You shouldn't be sleeping.
You heard Jeff? We slept soundly all night, no issues, so I decided to catch a few extra Z's.
Not how that works, but okay. Jeff, just curiously, did I hear anything that sounded like dragon wings last night?
Roll perception for me, Aristos.
All right, a 14?
With a 14, you didn't have an open spot to listen from, and none of your compatriots are silent sleepers, shall we say, but you didn't hear anything outside of the inn.
Interesting.
Enough yapping, we follow this man out to breakfast.
Who said anything about breakfast? Jeff didn't.
If the little guy isn't leading me to breakfast, I'm just going to make my own way there. This is a tavern, correct? Breakfast is implied.
As you follow the halfling out into the common space, you see there is in fact a small humble buffet of breads, dips, and fruits.
Just fruit and stuff? No real food? Is the innkeeper around?
Yes, and they are looking at you expectantly, a stout halfling a few years older than the one with you from last night.
We head over there then, Jeff?
Welcome, night travelers, to my humble establishment.
Yeah, humble is right. No meat or cheese. What is this?
Be polite, Donovan. Apologies, sir.
Don't tell me what to do.
We are indeed the travelers who came through last night and are about to sit down with our friend and rescuer over there for an understanding of why that was so silly. Please do tell us what we owe you for the room and the breakfast.
You sure are a strange lot. For the room and breakfast, call it 2 silver each.
That's highway robbery. 1 room between 4.
I thought you had a lot of money, Don. What's 2 pieces for you?
Yes, you are right, but I don't like being taken advantage of. I hand over my 2 silver, but make sure to snatch 2 plates from him as he hands them out and make eye contact as I load them both up and sit down next to the halfling.
Sometimes I don't want to sit at your table, Donovan.
Yeah, but you know you got no choice, so sit down and ask your nerdy questions already.
Fine.
He got him, Donnie.
So what are we asking?
I'll start. Sir, thank you for the rescue last night. We had no idea the danger we were in. May I first inquire as to your name?
Eli, and who are you all?
I'm Aristos. That's Donovan stuffing his face. And we have Bixby there, and the big man is Taurus.
Aristos, we are on the clock. We don't have forever to ask these questions. Spit them out.
Fine. Eli, thank you for your rescue last night. May we please know more about the dragon?
Oh, absolutely. It began about a week ago. We sent word to the king, but no help's come yet.
Where is this dragon? You mentioned a cave.
Yes, I'll take you outside in a moment and show you, but basically the mountain to our west has a cave in it. A week ago, little Sal, the baker, noticed that it was often glowing bright at night. Bright orange-red plumes could be seen spouting into the night. The dragon warning us all it was there? I am sure soon enough it will come down and steal all our gold. Most of the townsfolk have taken to sneaking out into the fields and burying it.
So there's gold in the fields. Hey, good to know.
So no one has actually seen the dragon, just this plume of fire? Is it still there? I didn't notice it last night.
Well, sometimes the dragon comes and goes at night. Last night was a quiet night, but it was here the night before, so we all think it's still around.
We'll do it.
Wow.
Hold on.
I'm no coward. I'd love to kill a dragon and take its loot. Imagine how rich we'd be.
Oh, you're right. Dragons hoard gold, don't they? We'd be rich. Or even more rich in my case. Eli, if we went up there and deal with the dragon, we would expect compensation for the risk we take in trying to liberate the town?
The mayor has offered 200 gold, plus all the hoard is yours.
I was expecting a little more.
We are not fighting a dragon.
Why not?
Bixby, you are with them? I thought you said you weren't yet skilled enough to fight a dragon?
Yeah, but... Well, how could I call myself a monster hunter if I didn't?
Let's go.
Well then, let me walk you outside and point out the cave.
He leads you out through the maze of the tavern's tables and outside into the fresh morning air.
It's up there. Do you see it?
You can see the small black crack, tiny against the backdrop of mountains, and quite close to near the top of this sparse creek mountainside.
That's a lot of walking. Is it worth the gold? Really, it's a long way. Up.
So glad I packed the mountaineering and climbing gear.
You mean stole it?
I found it. I keep it.
Eli, we need you to also tell us what you know about the lion. You know the invulnerable one.
I only know what everyone knows. You would have heard the stories. They say its hide was so tough no weapon could get through. But Hercules, he outsmarted that lion. He didn't even need a weapon. He just wrestled it down barehanded like it was nothing until it was exhausted and he got it through its mouth. At least that's what I've been told. Rumors of it coming back surface every so often and are a little different each time. Here in town, we like it as it brings tourists like yourself here.
Sound like we're being grifted.
No, it's not like that. I tell you what, if you're going up to clear out that cave, I'll go down south to the hills today and ask my uncle. He's a bit of a historian, he's an elderly halfling. It is an overnight trip, so I will have to meet you back here tomorrow evening with as much as he knows about it.
Focus on known weaknesses, things we can use to kill it.
Like poison.
Poison?
Just any way to hurt it or slow it so we can hurt it another way, and I guess any general details about where it might be too. We need to find its cave, so any stories about where that might be.
Oh yes, that will be much easier. The location, he's a map man, so we can maybe even get something off him.
Oh yes, now that's a deal. I go up and clear out this dark hole and you give us a map to the cave. Do we want anything else from this guy?
No, I don't think so.
I'm getting sleepy. Can we move around, please?
Okay, Eli, thank you for your help. We will go up and look at the dragon, but no promises we slay it. Maybe we can confirm it's there and get some evidence to send the king.
With that, the party departs, Eli turning and walking back into the town, following the main road. The party can follow a winding road, somewhat overgrown but clearly used to drive animals around safely occasionally. We will leave the session here tonight, gentlemen. We are all just setting off towards a side adventure. Will it bring reward or ruin to the party?
Hey guys, what color do you think the dragon will be?
I reckon it's a classic red dragon to celebrate my win. Plus fire. That's the most fun. Very classic. Very bigly.
I will say I agree, in gambling it's a red dragon, if there is even a dragon at all.
I was thinking maybe it was a drake or something similar with flame powers that's more manageable at this level.
I want to hear what the people at home think will be in that cave. Tell us in the comment below.
Good night, everyone.
Good night, Jeff. Good night, everyone.
Good night to all my friends and fans.
See you next time, team.
Glad to have you here.
We're after the dragon today, right? Because I'm ready to show it who's boss.
Hold on, are we supposed to be tracking a lion? Or did I dream that?
All right, no preamble today. Straight to the point. I like it.
I'm ready to go if we did want to get into the story right away.
Hold up now. I'm all for jumping in, but we got to shout out last week's comments and celebrate hitting that big milestone.
Bush is right. We should definitely highlight that we hit 500 subscribers. This is huge for us. Something we have been really shooting towards for a long time, so thank you all for coming on this journey. We are just getting started. So if you are enjoying the content and love all things D&D, please hit the like, share, and subscribe buttons. As I say this, you can see a few of our top comments from last week.
Hey, I actually had an idea. Next session is going to be our 10th. That's a huge achievement in itself. Why don't we get all the commenters this week to nominate one of us in the comments, and if we pick their comment, that commenter gets to help their player in some way. Jeff, what do you say?
Since when do you have good ideas? I'll take it one further. They should nominate their MVP for this session today, and the player that gets the most votes gets a bit of a reward for next week.
It doesn't always need to be competitive, Donnie.
As long as we can all keep this a friendly competition, we will give inspiration as a reward to the player who gets the most votes.
What's inspiration?
Yeah, what prize am I getting?
It's like having a free advantage up your sleeve you can use anytime. Kind of like Lucky, that feat I showed you guys. From what I see, though, George is the commenter's favorite Donnie. I expect him to win it.
It's all the battle cries I've been using. The fans love them and give me so many great ones. I have a great list now, guys, but keep EM coming.
No chance. Taurus is fine and all, but I'm clearly the favorite.
I'm confused.
I know, Joey. Don't you worry about it. No one will pick your name, and I will tell you how it all works next week when I win and I give my reward a go.
Given we are all keen, Barack, can you get ready to remind the fans as to where the party is at in a moment? Fans, I think that's settled. Please leave us a comment about anything, what you have loved or what you think is missing, any character ideas or maybe some more BBEG guesses. Just make sure on a new line to tell us who should get the inspiration and why. We'll do a tally and see which player gets the most votes for next session. If this is successful, we will continue and maybe add in any other fan interaction ideas that you guys can think of, rule tweaks, enemies to be added and fought, or maybe even a player-based session. We'll take it all on board.
We are thinking of doing a tier list or something similar. All ideas for that welcome.
Oh, how exciting, George. Looking forward to hearing about your thoughts, but for now, let's get started. Over to you, Barack.
Fans, this seems like a fun idea, but might be a bit of work, so let us know if you do want these sessions to be more interactive, or if you enjoy switching off and watching the story unfold. Okay, George, don't look at me like that. The recap, right. So we have now well and truly committed to joining the mercenary crew of the Akedemik. We first helped rescue some of his lost sailors from a sea monster, driving it off into the ocean, before being awarded a bigger contract. This saw the team really dive into the heart of our journey, following the footsteps of Hercules. Last session, we started with a lively debate about taxes at the famed Corinthian Wall. Taurus, as always, had strong feelings about paying a toll, and Donovan managed to keep things moving, though not without ruffling some feathers. After passing through the gates, we marched deeper into the Peloponnese under the glow of torches, eventually arriving at the eerily quiet town of Medea. Shops were shut tight, streets were deserted, and something was clearly amiss. A peculiar halfling named Eli, who upon our arrival in Medea, in search of the famed lion, pulled us aside to warn of a glowing cave in the mountains, a potential dragon's lair. Despite my skepticism, Taurus and Bixby couldn't resist the lure of a challenge, and so we agreed to investigate. Whether it's gold, glory, or peril waiting for us up there remains to be seen, but one thing's for sure, the adventure is heating up. I am just hoping Jeff hasn't baited us with an ancient chromatic dragon ready to TPK the party.
You want to go and skin a giant lion with unbreakable skin, but are afraid of a little fire breather.
He's a coward.
Not a coward, just cautious.
The bickering continues as the party makes their way along the winding path to the mountainside. What appeared deceptively close now being walked is much further away than first anticipated. The road is also made here, which allows for easy transport. The open fields, orchards, and small forest nooks make for a pleasant stroll in the summer morning, if the hangover of fear from the village wasn't weighing on your shoulders.
May, I don't really care for their perception of danger. Little villagers wouldn't know adventure if it came up and stuck its horn right up there.
Don't underestimate the work these farmers put in every day, though I agree they're not built for combat like us.
What do you mean us? You have the toughness of a wet piece of paper.
Hey,
Look at you, squishy human, not too far away from these common farmers.
I am not squishy, and I am definitely not common. The Tiberius line is long and proud.
Okay then. If you are so proud of your family, why aren't you with them right now?
I've told you.
I don't want the nonsense of needing to go earn your way. We know the noble houses of Athens are happy to gift their children whatever is needed. Why all are so far removed from the working class, it's unbelievable.
I am sure you are a real champion of the people, Aristos, all that time in the academy, enjoying banquets and who knows whatever other privileges. How long's it been since you had to worry about where your next meal is coming from? Exactly. What I told you was all true. My father has pushed me out of the home, wanting me to have more life experience.
Surely there's more to it than that. Not one Athenian noble has pushed his child out of the house for no reason. At least not that I've heard of.
No, not really.
I want to roll an insight check, Jeff.
Boy, you are really curious, aren't you, Aristos?
Yeah, let the little man have his piece, Ari.
Is he allowed to do that, Jeff? He keeps hitting me with insight checks. I have more insight checks than court cases.
More than your felony count.
I just want to make sure I can trust you. We are only newly acquainted and are headed off on other dangerous escapades together. You say you are from Athens, and yet I have never heard of you. Jeff, if you will allow it, I rolled a 14.
Fine, I am rolling too. And oh damn, Jeff, only an 8. I swear this is rigged against me. Have I won any contested rolls yet?
Not that I can remember.
Okay, Aristos, fine. If it'll keep you quiet, I will weave you my tale. Growing up in the silver mine towns of Attica, there wasn't much in the way of safe friends. Anyone sensible kept their children far away from the mines, but my parents, owning the hotel with not many choices, figured it was safe enough for me, provided I could stay under their careful eye or that of my older brother. We called him Junior, as he shared the same name as my father, Phrixus Tiberius. When I was little, I always aspired to be like Junior. He was so tall, so handsome, very witty and charming, and a real hit with the ladies. It was often that he'd come running for the safety of the hotel, some father or husband chasing after him. Phrix was a real socialite, in a lot of ways my inspiration for the man I have become, in other ways a warning to me.
A warning?
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to pry into personal family business.
Quit with the niceties, now you have got what you wanted, Aristos. Junior also had a problem, one he was wise of and warned me to stay away from. As is the nature of those elite circles, they experimented with alcohol, drugs, and magic. Although his face was always smiling, the more Phrix got involved with these people, the more I could see the wear under his mask. He developed a shake, barely noticeable in his hands. He was barely home, and when he was, it felt distant, like this was a photocopy of the man I grew up with. I could feel him pulling away. One day when I was perhaps 14, I confronted him after a fight he'd had with our father. He was fired up and angry, and I expected to quickly become his punching bag, older brother things, but as a man of class, as he was Junior, actually sat me down and gave me a lesson I'll never forget. He looked down at me kindly, the signs of his deteriorating condition obvious up so close. Under the perfect hair and immaculate toga set, he looked and sounded exhausted, like he'd run to marathon. He told me about how certain social circles are fabulous, have the most beautiful women, exotic foods, and the strongest wine, but these are all a honey trap to lure in the best and brightest from all over the world. In an effort to keep up appearances and make a name for himself and feel comfortable in these tight-knit circles, he had taken up drinking, I think a few other things too, and couldn't stop himself. I could smell it on his breath, see it in his eyes. He made me promise him to never drink or dabble in the other libations of the elite. I made a hollow promise I swore to him, expecting it to be part of some drunk stupor never remembered.
Oh no, I do know that name, Fricks. Fricks's Chicks is what we used to call them. He had a small fan group of some of the elder mages when I was a first recruit.
Then you know what happened next and why I didn't want to talk about it.
Sorry to interrupt, gang, but I just wanted to update you on your progress. After a few hours of walking, the midday summer sun has made this walk turn from pleasant to unbearably hot. Just when it feels like it will never end, you crest a hill and can see a small forest grove up ahead. You notice the stark difference in the day when you pass through, where the shade and a cool breeze blows through and the day becomes a lot more pleasant. The smell of the trees is refreshing, especially when you pass through a small vacant opening.
Hey guys, can we take a breather out of the sun? I want to say a quick prayer to the nymph of this glade just to show respect.
I didn't know you were so religious, Bixby.
I consider these small prayers more spirituality versus religion. Artemis governs all forests, so I must respect all her friends and family.
Unexpectedly deep, Bixby.
Yeah, well, while you do that, why don't you fill us in on the rest of the story, Don?
The rest is somewhat Athenian common knowledge.
Well, I'm not from the city. What happened?
Aristos, since you know the details so well, why don't you tell us?
It's your story, Donnie.
Is it? Feels like a part of the history of Athens at this point. Taurus, I came home from the market one day to my mother weeping inconsolably. Fricks had been found dead, robbed, and beaten on his way home. He was a strong, tall, and fast man, some say the fastest, and he could have been an Olympian. It was his condition that got him into trouble. He was unable to escape, too drunk to call for help or fight, or it has been assumed. Some say it was bandits, some rivals. He should have known better. The streets haven't been safe since democracy. At that moment, the promise I made to my drunken brother a couple of nights before had become to be our final words exchanged. I have kept to them ever since. In all my rise through the social ladder, I have never been enticed into a drink or anything my brother would disapprove of. I know he is in Elysium, and when I join him, I will make him proud.
So, no ladies either?
Don't be insane. You've seen my charm. It would be unthinkable to break so many hearts.
Didn't you have a beer at the first pub we went to together? Yeah! Oh, where is it? Why don't I make my notes easier to read? The one where Taurus had to force feed you because you were taking so long.
The sailor stemma, yes, he did have a beer.
The island beer is hardly alcoholic. In a desperate need, I will happily enjoy one, knowing it's not going to have any real impact on my senses or sensibilities. Stop nitpicking. I was just having a good time, okay. But you now understand why I was hesitant to drink it all at once. I thought we'd sip over an hour.
Sure, coward.
Hey, Taurus, he is being vulnerable about his family. Make sure you aren't disrespectful.
He'd say the same to me.
So you were out here to what? Preach sobriety? Earn your father's favor? I still don't understand.
I am impressed how good your memory is today. Bixby, when my brother passed, we all took it really hard. My mother, most of all, she cried herself to sleep, basically comatose. She never recovered, instead falling deeper and deeper into the heartbreak, not lasting more than a month, sobbing all day and all night. Oh, Hades, look after her. She is a beautiful, kind woman. With my brother in Elysium, oh, Taurus, I wish you could have seen the funeral. So grand, so beautiful, so sad. It was really tremendous. So many people showed up for it. It must have been the biggest crowd ever. The whole place was packed and people were spilling into the streets. So many people, so grand, and everyone so sad and crying too. Everyone afterwards said it was the biggest and best funeral. It was the talk of town for weeks. So many people, so grand. Ready for the weave to come back around? After such consecutive losses, my father was worried that I would follow the same path as my brother. He sat me down and told me I needed more life experience, that there was more to learn outside of the mining camps and social elite circles. He said I couldn't have any inheritance until I had grown to exceed the shoes of even him. He wanted me to become my own man. He gave me a small allowance of 1,000,000 copper pieces and kicked me out of home. I was wandering mostly around Athens for months before I saw that advertisement and decided the adventurer's life was for me. Get some money and reputation, and then my father would have to respect me.
I don't want to be that guy, Donnie, but you owe nothing to your father. He is clearly processing the loss of a child and wife and took it out on you. Junior's and your mother's loss aren't on him as a father, and you don't need to impress him in order to garner his respect. You are a fine, capable man, just as you are today.
Thanks, I guess. Kind of seems like loser talk. Bixby, you done? Ready to keep marching towards the mountain?
Yeah, what?
Yes, already. Let's move on. I feel like an alligator in a tornado being blown this way and that way, but ending up where we started.
I will note it's not yet been long enough for a short rest. No one was wanting one, right? Okay, we'll move forward as the rest of the trip is much more challenging. partially due to the beating sun, but also as the terrain starts to change from open fields to mountainous terrain, with a sharp incline as you approach the base of the mountain. Taurus, you are soon going to be thankful you bought the climbing gear.
Oh, great. Makes me feel much better that making Bixby carry it all the way here wasn't a waste of my time. Gents, can we take a quick stop to prepare for the upcoming climb?
I'm glad you asked. I was starting to feel exhausted again and need a rest.
Rest? No, sir, just need to grab some stuff from your backpack. I'm good to go now. Here, Bixby, take this set of pics. You have your rope right. We'll basically replicate the cliff except in reverse.
Bixby, aren't you some famed hunter? Shouldn't you be used to cardio?
Taurus, this mountainside is not quite so steep as the rocky vertical climb up the oceanic cliff line of Seriphos. You are able to find a winding goat path up the side of the mountain, where short dry grass still grows most of the way up. It will be an athletics check DC 18 to make it up the side with no issues.
I have climbing equipment. How does that help? I gave some to Bixby, too. I reckon we tie ourselves into pairs, two strong boys at the front with pit-ons or whatever.
You can all have advantage. Aristos and Donovan, you still get it as you are connected to those two sturdy, more athletic gentlemen with the rope.
Glad we can be of assistance, freeloaders.
Hey, no fair you offered it?
Jeff, I want to know how far we are from the cave entrance.
Roll perception.
Okay, that's a... hey, that's good. It's an 18.
Excellent roll, Bixby.
Finally, not so sleepy.
What do I see?
Not only do you know that the cave entrance is a further 250 feet away, you also notice something small, not too far from the last tree. It's a crack in the rock, a small entryway below the main cave, a winding rock track disappearing into darkness.
So from what I can see is that there is more than I can see beyond what I can see beyond what the others see, right?
You mean like, does the cave continue beyond sight? Yes, it does.
Hey fellas, what do you make of the crack up there?
Interesting find, Bixby. This, I think, is a good point to stop and strategize.
What do you mean? It's pretty simple. We all charge in at the dragon, spread as wide as we can, so that it can't hit us all with its breath. The survivors then do battle and slay the dragon, loot the cash, and collect the reward.
Do you see how that plan isn't particularly appealing? If you survive, fight on. Pretty much no plan.
If it counts for anything, I picture Bixby and I in the center give you softies even more of a chance and hopefully distance for spell attacks.
Yeah, sounds like as good as a plan as any to me.
Does it? There's a 50% chance you die in a fiery torrent and don't even get a shot off.
Oh, I got a shot off.
It might be acid or frost too.
Aristos, do you remember what Eli told us in town?
He said a lot of things. Spit out what you were referring to specifically.
No one had seen a peep out of the dragon at day. I'd say either it's asleep or out for the day. Either way, its loot is probably vulnerable to a quiet thief.
You're willing to gamble your life on it?
Oh, I know I'll live, but I'm gambling your life on it, yes.
Okay, spit it out then. Aristos, what's your fabulous plan?
Most of us stay here, and the quietest of us heads up there and takes a look. We can talk spells to protect you from casual glances, too.
So now you think I should go up alone? That's asking for death.
Guys, I think Jeff pointed out that little cave for a reason.
Don't metagame now, come on.
I actually like Aristos' plan best. I'll sit here after I cast some illusion magic on you, resting and keeping an eye out.
You just want to be safe down here?
Yes.
I will go.
That actually makes sense. You are quiet and dexterous, quite well-rounded.
I don't think we'll need the illusion magic.
You sure? What about the dragon?
The dragon no one has seen. I'm just going up to the edge to peek in, right? I think let's save any illusions or magic for if we decide to go in after or if it ambushes us. The dragon, if it's as smart as they say, will see right through a moving stone or elk right. So in that case, the magic will be better off being damage spells right. We're here to slay a dragon, not trick it.
Why is Joe making so much sense?
Yeah, I'll be.
I guess if you are sure.
I am. You stay under cover and on the lookout. Be ready to shoot at the first sign of movement that, isn't me. Jeff, I move out, taking care to move quickly and carefully through the stone outcrops, just like how we were taught back on Crete.
Excellent. Make a stealth check. Actually, all of you might as well. I'll just set the conditions differently.
I got a 16.
I got an 8, damn.
Only an 8. Pathetic, I got a huge 18.
Settle down, it's luck, sorcerer boy. You're no more athletic than me.
Call it like I see it.
I got a 14.
Excellent, Aristos. You are so nervous watching Bixby climb in front of you that as you are trying to untie yourself from him, you lose your own handhold and slip down the rocks a little way, taking 3 points of bludgeoning damage and revealing your position to anything watching. Just for a short period of time as the dust cloud billows out and down the mountainside, caught in the wind.
Thanks, Aristos.
Come on, not my fault.
You keep saying that. Maybe you need more prayers to Tyche.
If the dragon gets us all, I'm blaming you. Jeff, I'd like to slowly creep about 15 feet away from Aristos in case of a breath attack.
I am going to ignore the plan, Jeff. I want to see what's in this little crack below the main cave entrance you told us about before.
Come on, Bixby, stick to the plan.
No, I don't think I will. Jeff, I am going to slowly approach the cave, taking care to make sure there are no surprises.
You keep low to the ground, but your eyes up in the sky, peeled for any aerial threats that may descend from the cave above, creeping closer and closer.
Oh, well, do I see inside yet?
You can see a little further, but you will really need to get inside the cave and away from the bright light of the afternoon sun.
Oh boy, that sounds risky.
I told you to stick with the plan.
Don't listen to him. Do what you like. Be free.
Not helping.
A lot of yapping, Aristos. If you want to see into the cave so much, why don't you just go and look yourself, huh?
Got him there?
Okay, Jeff, I'm in the cave. What do I see?
You see a tight winding path, no more than 5 feet across, traveling further into the depths of the mountain.
Does it look like it's going up or down or the same?
It has a slight incline.
Right, of course.
That means up. Bixby.
Okay, thanks, Jeff. One last question. How does the air in the cave smell?
Oh, interesting question. Roll perception.
Perception? Okay, that's a 13.
With a 13, the air seems fresh enough, not like some of the dank undergrounds you have been through previously, but there is a slight tinge of carbon and sulfur on the nose, too.
Okay, well, that tells me all I need to know. Jeff, I am going to leave this little cave entry and make my way up to the big one above.
Sure, you come back out into the sun, remembering again how hot and unbearable it is.
That's okay, I'm a bunny, not a bear.
Sure. So you're climbing closer to the cave entrance now, and since you're changing your stealth conditions, I'll need you to make another roll.
Is that if I am going into the cave?
Yep, exactly spot on.
All right then, before I go, I'll look back at the group, see just how clearly they can see me.
Intriguing. Where you are now, visibility is limited. They're watching the skies mostly, and you're partially blocked from view.
Perfect. Well, with that in mind, I am going to not go into the cave, but just press myself so I look as if I am looking into the cave before returning back down to the group. Hi, guys.
Where did you go?
Well, I did the mission as you requested, but I also had a quick look into that little cave over there under the tree, you see. Well, when I was in there, I got the idea that they were linked.
What made you decide to go into that cave?
Well, you see it moves at an incline. Was that a Jeff?
Sure was.
Perfect. And also smells like a dragon, I reckon, wafting down from the main cave.
Great recon work, Bixby. I still think that we do a frontal assault at the main entrance. The dragon won't be expecting that.
Now I think about it, maybe it's worth having a look inside and seeing if we can find a way in.
We're more likely to find the gold, less likely to find the dragon. I like it. Good job, Bixby.
I am surprised at you, Bixby, suggesting to go underground. Given your story the other day about the Minotaur.
Look, I won't say I'm confident, but I know Jeff put it out there for a reason, so with my 3 best friends, I'm willing to be brave.
Best friends? No way.
Excellent. Well, Bixby, I think you should guard our rear. I will lead the charge, and you 2 squishy boys just cover us in the middle, okay?
Excellent. While you slowly creep forward, Bixby lighting his signature torch, providing a small flickering glow of light, a relief as the cave gets darker. As the party delves into the cave, the air grows noticeably cooler, carrying with it a faint, musty dampness. The interior is a natural labyrinth, with uneven floors and walls that gleam faintly from mineral deposits. Stalactites hang like ancient teeth from the ceiling, dripping occasionally into shallow pools that reflect the faint light. The sound of distant, skittering claws echoes faintly, a chilling reminder that this place is not empty.
This is what I was afraid of? This way leads to smaller creatures and a few encounters before the main room?
Stop your complaining, Jeff. I venture forward, axe in hand.
As you venture further, the passage widens into a small chamber, littered with gnawed bones and tattered scraps of cloth. Evidence of past victims. The smell grows heavier here, a rancid mix of decay and damp earth. Nestled in the darker recesses of the room, pairs of glowing eyes blink in the torchlight, low growls and squeaks betraying the presence of the giant rats lying in wait.
Giant rats? No way. I hate rats. I left New York for a reason.
Avoiding court cases?
Were there lots of sewer rats in your penthouse? Was it Donnie?
Hey, no, that's also why I live so far above them. Bixby, Taurus, don't hold back. Let's kill these things quick.
I will probably avoid using a rage just in case I need it later, but I agree. Let's kill them quickly. A warm up then.
With that in mind, let's roll initiative.
Ah, exciting. Okay, we all ready? I got a 9.
14.
Damn, an 8?
12.
The rats I will roll together as a group, but they will each make their own rolls in combat. The order will be Bixby, Donovan, the rats, Taurus, and Aristos at the end.
Typical. Let's go, Bixby. What's your opening move?
Well, given that we are so close in this cave, I am going to charge the closest rat and swing at it with my sword, but only one-handed as I am still holding the torch.
The rat reels back, somewhat shocked at this sudden assault from behind the blinding light. Make your attack.
I roll a 14 with a 6 points of damage.
With an AC of 12, that's a hit. The rat lets out a piercing screech, a deep gash splitting its side, barely clinging on to life. Donovan?
Staying near the back, nowhere near those sewer monsters, I am going to pick another rat and shoot at it with my golden beam of energy. That's an 18 to hit and 7 damage.
Well, I don't feel this is spoilers telling you the rats have 7 HP.
Tremendous, 1 rat down, 1 less set of diseased chompers coming near my ankles.
Excellent, excellent. It's now the rat's turn, the 3 of them remaining. The first rat, the one currently engaged with Bixby, is going to make an attack, trying to grab on and bite into your leg, rolling a 15, just managing to get under your armor. The damage is minimal, though, at 2 points of piercing damage.
Aw, man.
The next rat is going to move towards you, Taurus, biting again at your exposed leg. That's a total of 20 to hit, so I'll roll damage. Okay, much better, 4 points.
Ha, only 4. I thought this was meant to be hard, Jeff. What happened to gloves off?
We still have a dragon up ahead, potentially.
The last rat attacks at you, Aristos, biting but missing with only a 9. Taurus, you are up.
Finally. I will get my revenge on this rat. Don't mess with the TX. I swing my axe down like a golf club aimed right at its neck. That's a 20 right back at it. And 9 damage, oh boy.
The axe slices right through the rat's neck, like it wasn't even there. The head of the rat comes clean off, flying across the room, landing near the feet of Donovan.
Why, Jeff?
My turn? Finally, I am going to cast Firebolt at this rat on me, knowing it's a disadvantage due to its proximity. That's a 14 to hit. Wow, now that I say that, it's pretty good. I am aiming my bolt down just center mass, and that's 6 damage. Damn, it's still on me.
My turn, right? I'm going to try and finish off the one at my feet. That's a 15.
Oh, excellent. That will do it. With 1 HP remaining on the rat, no need to roll damage.
I get the chance to finish this off, right? I roll my attack at the last rat at Obama's feet.
Don't miss.
I don't. I rolled a natural 19, easily sending a surge of energy into the rat. Eye contact on Aristos from the second he told me not to miss.
Damn, that was cold, straight up.
Yeah, I'll give you that, Donovan. I shouldn't have suggested doubt.
Someone recorded that right, Jeff. With those rats cleared, I am going to dash across the cave opening to where the next chamber continues.
Do you all move on across the chamber?
Yeah, I will.
Same.
Ignoring the dead rats, I am going to give the room a quick once-over looking for clues about the dragon.
Excellent idea. Roll investigation.
Oh, another roll. So many today. Only a +1, but I get a 13 again.
With a 13, you find a collection of coins, 3 gold, 2 silver, and a small dagger, but nothing to do with the dragon beyond the usual cave signs. While you note those coins down Joe or Obama if it's entering the party loot, I am going to end the session here. We are deep into the mountain with the path still ascending, feeling like it must be close to the height of the chamber that Eli pointed out to you so long ago.
Aw, man, ending already. This just got good. Jeff, that combat was too easy.
Maybe so. I guess we will have to see.
George, you know there is more in store. We just need to wait to next week to get there.
I had a great time, guys. Donald, what a deep story you shared with us. Well thought out.
Jeff and I have put a lot of work into Donovan. Thank you for noticing. And did you all see how clutch he was against those gross rats? Saving Aristos yet again.
Speak of, could I collect a quick tally on the damage taken this session so we don't forget next week?
Oh, sure, right. I took 2 damage from a nasty rat bite.
I took 4 from a nip on the ankle, too.
If we are counting the small fall I had climbing the mountainside, I took 3 damage.
We sure are, Obama. Thank you all noted.
What about Donovan?
I climbed the mountain like a cat and dodged those rats like a, also cat. Everyone in the comments will enjoy that.
Don't forget my competition. Who do you think was the MVP?
You know it was me, the rat's head yeet?
No chance. I was clutched throughout and no damage taken.
Is this what you wanted, Joe? A fight as a sign-out?
Kinda.
Welcome all to our 10th session of our ancient world-based D&D campaign, the 148th Olympiad. I know you guys are all keen to finish off this cave and fight the Dragon of Medea, but I believe Joey had run a bit of a competition of sorts between our commenters.
Huh, what are you talking about?
He's talking about the competition you proposed last week, with the comments.
Oh yeah, the comments competition, where we make comments and we comment on the
competition where the viewers vote for their MVP in the comments of the video last week, and whichever of us gets the most votes gets inspiration.
Oh right, I remember now.
Don't even worry about it, Joe. I'm clearly the winner, so let's just move on and I'll mark the inspiration down on my sheet.
Hey, now let's have a look at the totals. Jeff, you said you'd tally them up for us and tell us the winner. How did we all go?
Yes, George, I did the count right before you guys got here. I was wondering about how best to announce the results, and I thought given the theme of the campaign, I might put a little Olympic spin on it. So without further ado, the results. With the bronze medal, we have Aristos, played by Obama, with a total of 3 votes.
Oh, well done, Barack.
Hey, nice one.
Nice try, Obama. Better luck next time.
And with the silver, we have Bixby, played by Joey, with a total of 5 votes.
So close, but not close enough. Leaving me the winner of the gold medal, like I said. Gold and I just go hand in hand. Plus, I'm a winner. You guys did well, sure. But you never really had a chance.
Oh, I can't wait.
You can't wait for what? To see me use my inspiration prize to roll a 20 and kill the dragon, yeah, it's going to be tremendous.
Well, actually, Donald in first place, and winning the gold medal was George, with an amazing 7 votes.
That's what I couldn't wait for. I told you George is always very popular in the comments.
Wait, so what place did I get? This is rigged. Sure, George is great. Republicans all are, but there is no way. Just no way that you beat me, Obama, let alone Sleepy Joe. This is so rigged, I demand a recount.
No recount needed. I did the counting myself and have no horse in this race. Congratulations, George.
Well, I'd like to thank all the commenters, both those that voted for me and those that didn't, as you all helped the channel improve. I'd like to say thanks to my teammates, as without them I wouldn't be able to do what I do. God bless y'all. And God bless the great state of Texas. Yee-har.
Congrats, George. Well deserved.
Yeah, well done, Georgie. Can't wait to see what Taurus gets up to next.
Yes, well done, George. So you now have inspiration, so you can give yourself advantage, even retroactively after a failed roll, whenever you would like. To clarify, that is, as long as we haven't moved on from the roll, you can't go back and change something from last turn.
Thanks, Jeff. I'll mark it down on my sheet. I see there's a little spot for it.
Don, are you counting the comments on your phone?
Whatever. Let's just get to the game. We have a dragon to kill.
Okay, well, now with that getting the conversation going, Joey, why don't you give us the recap?
All right, so here's the deal, folks. Let me try and get this straight. We started off, running around Greece, answering a call from this really old guy, the Akedemik or something. Real smart fella. He sent us off to find some fancy rope, right? Or no, wait, it was a lion first. Anyway, we fought a sea serpent. That I remember, a real big, slippery fella. Right, we were making our way through this big old wooden wall. Corinthian, I think. Anyway, there was some kind of toll, and boy, Taurus didn't like that. A lot of yelling. After that, we walked and walked, sun beaten down, my legs feeling like jelly. Oh, and then we got to this real quiet town, kind of spooky. Nobody was out, shops were shut, even the pub was closed. Can you believe that? So last time, met a little fella who told us about a glowing cave, maybe a dragon or a lion. I did a little exploring and we found a cave filled with rats, and we were hoping to find gold. Either way, we're headed straight for trouble, let me tell you. What's next? Beats me, but I'm bringing my lucky coin just in case.
All right, Joe, let's focus. After leaving the town, we started to climb up that mountain. Tough terrain, steep, and the sun wasn't doing us any favors. Taurus, of course, was glad he brought climbing gear. Donovan kept complaining about the incline, but, well, that's not new. It really is.
Oh. And Aristos, I was originally on 16 HP exactly. I found some coins.
Yes, you did, Bixby. Thank you, Obama. So the party finds itself still in the same cave, the smell of the rat's blood a faint trace in your nostrils. As you make your way through this narrow tunnel, it's definitely not what you'd call grand. The walls are rough-hewn, jagged stone, their surface clinging to the low ceiling, like some ancient reminder that, well, this place hasn't seen much traffic.
Oh, you didn't need to remind me about the underground part.
Quit being a baby. You are our vanguard sentinel, locking down our rear and keeping the group safe.
Aw, shucks, you know how to make a fella feel safe and strong, so let's hop to this adventure.
Taurus, please lead us on and forward through this dreary cave.
Alrighty, Jeff, given how tight the cave has become, am I going to have to squeeze through some of the smaller gaps?
There will be some tight squeezes that will be slow to get through with your broad bovine shoulders, yes, but nothing too difficult.
Alright, well, we push onwards.
After about 5 minutes or so of squishing and barely fitting through the tight crevices, still moving at an incline, you find the path almost doubles back on itself, heading back the way you came. It almost catches you by surprise, but a small glimmer of the sunset peeks through.
Hey now, fellas, we are nearly back at the exit. I can see some daylight.
Then be quiet. We don't want to let the dragon know we are here.
I was thinking that we'd be stuck underground forever.
You are a scared little bunny. I thought you would have loved underground.
Quiet, please, everyone.
You're the loudest here, plus he probably saw your clumsy climb up the mountain.
Taurus, as the party continues to creep forward, you notice first that you are coming now quite close to a smaller chamber that seems to connect through a small gap to the larger chamber in which your prize sits. As Aristos has asked for quiet, I will get you to all roll stealth checks, please.
I'm quiet, 15.
I'm even quieter. 19.
Nice one, Bixby. Taurus?
Ah, damn, only a 12.
Oh.
Of course it's you, Aristos, who was the one telling us to be quiet.
I mean, it's not that bad? I got a 9. Surely not that bad.
I mean, a 9 is close, right, Jeff?
You all fill out into this small cavern, taking a moment to have a breather here, where the air is fresh, catching movement from outside. The smell of sulfur and decay is on the air, and you can hear sounds of some movement.
I am going to peer down the cavern and see what I can see.
Oh, I am also definitely going to do that, too.
I think maybe we should have a breather, even a short rest. We haven't taken that much damage, but we are all a little beat up, and it could give us the time to strategize.
No way I am waiting to get the gold. I am totally fine, haven't taken a hit nor fallen anywhere.
I also like the idea of a rest. I get most of my abilities back on a short rest.
What abilities have you used? No second wind or action surge, right?
Maybe I forget.
Good to have you back, Bixby.
I vote no rest. Let's charge in there, Jeff. What do Bixby and I see down the tunnel?
The narrow cavern is a claustrophobic mess of jagged walls and oppressive darkness. Stalactites hang like the fangs of some ancient beast, glistening with moisture in the faint light of Bixby's glowing torch.
Bixby, you still have your torch out? So much for stealth.
The air is thick and stale, carrying the faint, acrid scent of decay. The party moves cautiously, their boots crunching on loose gravel as they spread out near the tunnel's exit. Unbeknownst to you, until this very moment, 2 sets of 8 unblinking, glinting eyes scan the adventurers below, venom dripping from their jagged mandibles. With a chilling, silent grace, the predators descend like nightmares given form. Without warning, the first spider drops directly onto Bixby, fangs gleaming. Its bite pierces through the leather with ease, delivering a painful crunch as venom courses into his veins. Attack is an 18, and that's 4 piercing damage. At the same moment, the second spider pounces on Taurus, its limbs skittering across the barbarian's shoulders before sinking its fangs deep into his exposed side. The attack is 16 and damage is 5 piercing. As the party scrambles, caught completely off guard by the sudden assault, I need you both to roll Constitution saving throws against the poison DC 11.
Oh no, I only got an 8 plus 2, so a 10, only 1 short.
I saved Jeff with a 4, 14.
Bixby, you're a fighter. You have proficiency in con saves, so don't forget to add your +2 proficiency bonus.
All right. Then I also just saved with a 12. You said save of 11, right?
Yeah, I sure did. You both saved, so take half damage. That was a 5, so rounded down to 2 each. So that's 6 total damage for Bixby and 7 for Taurus, assuming no resistances to poison. And with that, I need you to all roll initiative, please.
Finally, some more combat. I only got a 9, though.
I got an 18. Guess I'll be going first.
Before me, definitely I only got a 15.
Maybe I need new dice. I haven't rolled above a 10 yet. I only got a 4.
Excellent. Well, the order will be Donovan, Bixby, Spider 1, Taurus, Spider 2, with Aristos bringing up the rear. The spiders are currently clinging tightly to the cavern roof with their 6 back legs and have been striking down with their 2 remaining legs and, of course, their fangs.
Aristos is always so slow off the mark.
You need to work on your dexterity, Ari.
If you can think of a way to improve my dice rolls, let me know.
Well, I'm up first, so watch and see how you can complement my opening move, which is, do you guys think we need to use our abilities? How strong are spiders?
That ambush hit. Well, it kind of hurt me, so I think hit him hard, Donnie.
1 spell should be fine.
Okay, well, I am going to cast Hex on the closest spider, Jeff, and step away, meaning I am no longer engaged and can roll my attack without disadvantage, moving back to the edge of the cave. What is that, Jeff, 10 feet?
Okay, one of the spiders is going to make an attack as you move away. That's a 14.
Oh, damn, that's a hit. I should have stayed and shot with the disadvantage.
Okay, tremendous. Well, that is 5 points of damage, and I need that Constitution saving throw.
I got a 14, Jeff. Can I make my attack now?
You are safe on the save, taking 2 more points of poison damage when halved, but yes, you most certainly make your attack roll.
Perfect, Jeff. Finally, I will line up my shot on the spider I hexed, and that's a 22 to hit. Okay, that's a 16, including the hex damage, not my best roll.
That most certainly hits. A now familiar beam of bright golden light shoots out and strikes the legs of the spider. Roll damage.
Okay, that's a 16, including the hex damage, not my best roll.
16 is a great hit from one-shot Donovan that makes the spider now bloodied.
Yeah, it's an excellent damage roll, Donnie. I'm up now, right?
Good memory, Bixby, you certainly are.
I want to swap from the bow I had out and use my sword, Jeff. Can I do that as a bonus action?
I put swapping gear down as a free action, something you can also do once per turn, Bixby, leaving your bonus action free.
Yeah, in hindsight, holding the bow out in the cave, not my best idea, but thank you. I will roll an attack on the closest spider. Is that the one Donovan attacked?
Not this one, Bixby. Donovan shot the other spider.
Okay, either way I make the attack, it's a 19, and like Samwise, I'm throwing my little blade right up at the spider's abdomen.
Love the visual, Bixby. Roll that damage.
Hey, pretty good. That's 9 damage. Since I have my bonus action back, I will use it for the fighter ability second wind, Jeff. Yes, Aristos, I know, don't give me that look. But I'd taken 2 hits already, feeling a little rough.
We've got a much bigger battle ahead, but you do you.
That's 9 damage, healing Jeff T.E. That's me back to full health and ready to help.
Excellent, that's your turn done. Perfect. That spider that you just stabbed into is going to lash back on its turn, rolling a 16 to hit.
That hits Jeff.
Roll the con save, please, Bixby.
Jeff, the 11 is so easy.
It really is.
I got a 13, Jeff, hey. But what's the damage?
Much better roll this time from the spider, including the poison at 16 points of damage.
Oh. And Aristos, I was originally on 16 HP exactly.
Great call on the second win, then.
It was indeed. Taurus, you are up.
Finally, I have been stirring over here like a Mustang on the plains, ready for some action. Okay, so plain and simple, first thing I am going to do is rage. Okay, now I'll make an attack up against the spider above me. If you'll allow me, Jeff, I am going to start with a squatting motion and then leap up into the spider, driving my horns as deep as I can. Once I can reach it, I will grab the legs or torso of the spider and drive my horns even further up into the spider. And I got a nat too. Darn.
Oh, what a shame. I really loved the graphic detail Taurus. The spider you tried to attack was the one Donovan shot a moment ago. It's very bloodied and its two front legs are barely attached. Even still, you need to beat the AC in order to land your attack.
Before you move on, Jeff, Taurus, I'm just going to remind you of your inspiration. Not necessarily saying to use it, as personally I think you should save it for the fight ahead, but also that Spider's turn is next.
I'm not the type of gamer who ends a game with a chest of unused consumables. You can bet I'm going to use it now, Obama. Thanks for the reminder. And thank you, fans. I hope you enjoy this. Almost Cool Guys. Been there since the episode 1. Ah, darn, still not great. Only a 16 total on the reroll. Really felt like it was going to be a 20.
A 16 still hits. Roll your damage.
Oh, hot damn. That's what we like to hear. Including my rage bonus, I am dealing 14 damage, Jeff.
You leap up into the air, sending your horns directly into the underside of the spider, grabbing at its legs, and as you drive your horns up those final few inches, you feel the spider's life fade as a thick, mildly acidic tar starts to seep back down onto you. As the spider relaxes, its legs curl up and give way from its perch on the webbing, and you tumble back to the earth below you.
Great hit, Taurus. We make a truly tremendous team.
Is the spider still on my horns?
For the moment, yep.
UW gross Jeff. Taurus, get rid of it.
Hey, no, for that I'll keep it a little longer. Send that other spider a message about messing with a Texan bull.
As Barack said, it was going to be the spider's turn, but as it is now deceased and is seemingly a head ornament for Taurus, it's over to you, Aristos.
Damn, I really need a touch damage spell. I am going to back away like Donovan did, hoping to dodge its bite.
I think that's a mistake, Squishy. What are you left on 10 HP? Bixby just took 15 or something, and these guys haven't missed yet. Don't doubt yourself. Even with disadvantage, you will hit this wounded spider.
You're right, even if I do miss you and Bixby still have a shot before the spider goes again. Great advice, Donovan.
Don't forget it. The real MVP here.
Okay, I am going to roll a firebolt at the spider. It's only a 15 to hit. What was the AC again?
14.
Oh, perfect. Well, that's 10 points of damage, Jeff.
The firebolt strikes the spider wounded by Bixby's blade in its flank, its exoskeleton burnt and bubbled where the bolt landed, but the now clearly panicked spider still fights on.
Hey, Classic, I'll say no more about how you could have finished the fight easily in our first round.
I get it. It's luck of the dice, Don.
I call it weak magic. If you were a better mage like me, you would do more damage always.
Whatever. Have your turn and take the glory.
I am going to blast again at the spider, looking to slay another beast to protect my friends. I got a 16 to hit, so that's 12 damage plus Hex Witch.
12 damage is ample damage, Donovan, to fry this spider too. The other one crumples and falls down next to Bixby.
Showing that I again am the true MVP, the commenters must have known that I don't even need the advantage because I'm just built different.
Oh, why did you make it fall near me, Jeff? And Taurus, please get rid of the one on your head, please. Please, please, I'm begging you.
Hey, okay, Jeff, that's combat over, right?
Yep, we are now out of initiative.
All right. I gather my friends around. I know we just took a couple of beatings, have taken a few licks, as they say, but we have the momentum. We have been successful so far, and I say we charge right down there now, swing in first and ask questions later.
Whatever it is, we'll know we are coming.
They know that already.
I'm with Taurus. Bixby, and you should lead the charge. Aristos and I will cover you down the tunnel.
I'm with you, whether we wait or whether we charge now. It will know we are here and coming. We don't want it to have time to prepare.
Thank you, Bixby. You have the best eye, so I think you should go first, but I'll be right behind you, making sure these two squishies are still okay.
Hey.
Okay, let's get into order and ready to charge.
As you peer down the hallway, Bixby, you notice something that sends a shiver of fear down your spine. You hear some words in what you identify to be Draconic. Does anyone speak Draconic?
Nope.
Not too many Draconic speakers in the high society of Athens.
No? Okay, once the words are finished, there is a flash of bright orange light and a large burst of heat on your face, and then silence.
Oh boy, this is going to be intense, huh?
Jeff, I want to put my hand on Bixby's back reassuringly, saying I know this is a scary friend, but I am right behind you.
As am I.
Well, thanks, guys. I'm ready when you are.
Just before you charge, Jeff, I will say that before I put my hand on Bixby's back, I sneakily gathered enough of the black spider blood to coat my hand, and I firmly place it down on his shining, gleaming white coat.
In the adrenaline of the moment, Bixby has no idea there is a large, dark-stained handprint on his right shoulder blade, just next to his quiver.
Hey now.
You don't know it's there, Bixby.
Fine, whatever.
Ah, yes, our brave adventurers, wounded, grim, and fueled by that peculiar mix of fear and resolve, brace themselves in the tight confines of the rock-hewn tunnel. It's narrow, jagged, claustrophobic, their breath bouncing off the walls as Bixby tightens his grip on his sword and Taurus lets loose a short, quiet growl of determination. With a collective burst of adrenaline, you charge forth, weapons ready, into an unexpected expanse, a cavern vast and alien in its beauty. The air shifts, cool, crisp mountain winds waft in from an open wall, revealing a breathtaking view of the night sky and a starlit mountain backdrop. The first thing you notice, Bixby, is the ground crunches underfoot with a scatter of bones, a grim mosaic of rats and sheep that remains picked clean. Small fires flicker, casting a soft orange glow across crude little shelters made of scavenged wood and hide. And at the far end, oh yes, there it is, a skull. And, oh, not just any old skull, but this is the skull of a large dragon. Its bones, like those scattering the cavern floor, have been picked clean. It's hard to make out details in the dim orange light, but this skull seems to be made of fragments that have been meticulously put back together, and there are many carvings in the larger pieces which you are unable to identify, barring one. A large symbol of Hephastos, the god of fire, adorns the skull's brow. Surrounding the skull on the floor of the cave, the only area clean of bones and debris, are more symbols painted in a crude red paint, and scraps of leather seemingly painted with this same pigment. It seems to be a shrine of some sort, or perhaps maybe even the focus of a ritual. In the middle of the opening, facing away from you and towards the shrine, is the silhouette of a tall, slender figure, maybe 8 feet tall, wearing a hood to tailcoat. This figure begins to rotate towards you. As you are all charging suddenly out of the passage, and the figure seems to have been engrossed in whatever it was doing and hadn't noticed your approach until now, I will call this a surprise round.
Woohoo! It's fun when we get the buffs. How does that work, Jeff?
You all get a turn to make a move in action before the initiative order starts, so we can roll initiative now and use that order for your turns, or we can just do the marching order and roll it after your turns.
Marching order.
Yeah, me first.
That's fine, I'm going to win initiative anyway.
All right, well then, Bixby, you first.
Jeff, I am going to charge into the chamber with my sword still out, run at the cloaked figure and swing with my sword. I'll make my attack, oh boy. That's a 20.
A natural 20.
Well done, Biden. I think that's our second ever, and both were by you.
Nice one. Hey, we got this easy now.
Oh, the damage is decent, but not that great. Only a 13.
Hey, now that's pretty good.
What a way to open combat.
Okay, my turn now?
1 second, Taurus. Bixby, describe your critical hit to us.
I charge or hop at the figure and nothing too fancy, just thrust my blade in its belly, making use of it being unprepared to really make the hit sting.
Fantastic. Taurus, you see the cloaked figure hunched over the wound Bixby delivered, and yes, you are ready to strike.
Firstly, I get a bonus action right, because I would like to. Rage. I'm going to charge in, looking to get around the other side of the hooded figure. I will charge in and try and gore him with my horns. Who let the horns out?
Given that you are now flanking the cloaked person, you will have advantage on the roll.
Oh, excellent. I rolled even with advantage, of 15. Does that hit?
Unfortunately not. The AC is a little higher. Your blood is too hot as you charge in and duck a fraction of a second too early, missing the target. I had Donovan up next. You ready with your turn?
Jeff, given Taurus had a bonus action, I'd like to use my bonus action to move Hex to this creature and then make my spell attack. The usual golden beam aimed right at its head.
I'm going to have to ask you about that one day.
Perhaps, but right now is not the time. I roll an 18, Jeff. That will hit, right?
Yep, sure will.
Tremendous. It's 12 damage again, so a very bigly roll on the damage dice, but the Hex was only 1.
Well-rounded damage, Donovan. You can see a coin-sized burn mark in the cloak, even in the dark, revealing red burnt flesh below. Aristos, over to you.
I am not going to mess around and use magic missile targeted down the back near where Donovan hit. First level for 10 force damage.
And with that, the surprise round ends. I need you to all roll initiative now.
Finally, I got a 17. Surely not last this time.
Well, I got an 18. I told you I'd be first. Beat that.
I got only an 11.
I'm 1 less than Aristos, 16.
I am surprised you remember what Aristos rolled.
Hey, Bixby's memory has been good recently.
Sure has. The pills are working.
So many questions.
Well, leave them for after the session.
Okay, well, it's my turn anyway.
While an 18 is a great roll, Donovan, but as you go to line up your next spell, the mighty cloaked figure, once towering and intimidating, has been reduced to a panicked tangle of limbs and screeching voices. The trench coat unravels, flapping to the ground in a sad heap of fabric. What emerges is a chaotic flurry of scaly limbs and terrified chittering as 3 shadows, very hard to identify in the dim light, scatter in 3 different directions. One dives headfirst into a narrow crack in the cave wall, a tail whipping around before vanishing. Another scrambles over loose rocks, slipping and hissing as it squeezes into the jagged shadows of a stalagmite. The last, oh yes, the last, darts directly under Taurus' legs, its frantic claws scraping against the cavern floor as it disappears into a dark crevice near the shrine. The echoes of their retreat, rapid squeaky, linger for just a moment before the cave falls still, leaving only the trench coat behind as a ridiculous, discarded monument to their failed charade.
What in all of the good green globe was that?
Hey, classic Don panicking over some rats again.
I don't think they were rats, Joey.
Joey, they were in a coat. How many rats do you know that wear coats?
Well, I don't know any rats.
This guy.
Stop getting distracted. There is clearly something strange happening here.
Bixby lets out a soft grunt. What in the name of all that sharp and pointy did I just witness? Was that 3 of them?
Confused, I lower my axe and stare into the crevice where I last saw the shadow disappear. Cowards. Could at least fought like proper vermin. He spits on the ground.
Of course, when I get first in the initiative, you take it from me.
Took first from you? I got my first high initiative order roll, and it wasn't even used. Gentlemen, I have an idea.
And what's that?
Well, it's funny actually, Donovan. I got the idea from you. I think Jeff is being funny here, and this enemy is the classic 3 kobolds in a trench coat.
What now?
It's a bit of a dated meme, Bixby.
I wouldn't call it dated, I'd call it old school.
Looking back at Aristos, I am a little taken aback. Ah, yes, brilliant, brilliant. 3 kobolds in a trench coat. Classic, I'd almost be impressed. If they hadn't just embarrassed themselves so thoroughly. How's this get back to me, though?
While still keeping my eyes peeled, I lean into the group to whisper. Well, if these are indeed kobolds, they are sentient and able to be dealt with.
Hey, my thoughts exactly.
No, sorry, I mean we can art the deal with them. I'll negotiate with them.
I can do that, I can make a deal with anything.
Now let's go crush them, take their bodies down to the mayor, and collect a juicy reward.
The party stands in the now silent cavern. The torn trench coat lies limp on the ground. The flickering firelight dances off the jagged walls as the echoes of the fleeing kobolds fade. The air is tense but tinged with the absurdity of what just happened.
Guys, please, we came to their home and attacked them. They didn't hurt any of us. I want to resolve this peacefully.
Just like you did in the Middle East, huh?
Ignoring that, I am going to call out. Come out, little ones. You've been bested, yes, but we mean you no harm. Let's talk this through. It's hardly dignified to hide in the shadows.
Yeah, or we can do this the hard way. You've seen what I can do with this axe, right? Come out now or I'll show you again.
Taurus, that's not helping. Come on.
Oh, come on now. They're just tiny little things, aren't they? Poor guys must be terrified. It's okay. We won't hurt you. Promise.
In sync, you hear some rustling and movement from the directions you saw the shadows hide. Are you ready to roll persuasion?
Not yet, Jeff. I turn to the party, huddling us back in. You are getting this all wrong. If it is kobolds, that means dragons, and dragons only want one thing, and I break the huddle talking back to the shadow where I saw the head go. Listen, we are reasonable people and we have things you need. I can see you are living here off rodents and scraps. You deserve better than that. I'll tell you what, let's do business. Me and my friends have requests to make and gold to trade, so why don't you come out and talk to us?
Roll persuasion, Donovan. With the help of all your allies and an excellent statement of your own. That's an easy advantage.
Advantage, excellent 21.
You can feel in the moment that they want to come out, the shadows almost breaking from their cover, but they still just hold back. You did a lot of damage to them. They are still licking their wounds.
Another push, you say, well, how about a noble gesture? I look at Taurus, suggesting for him to follow my lead.
What now?
We have you at a few disadvantages, and while I usually like to keep as many cards to myself as I can in my business deals.
That's being modest.
So in a show of good faith, my companions and I will turn our backs on your clothes and allow you to re-robe?
We will? I don't like the idea of turning my back on potential enemies.
It would feel weird to do business with them naked anyway.
They are more draconic-y, lizardy people, so it's not really the same.
We are wasting time. I have already turned my back on the trench coat and started herding Taurus away.
We follow. Don't we, Bixby?
Yeah, sure, man.
See, all our backs are turned. If you surrender and promise not to fight us, we won't attack you.
There's a moment of stillness. Then slowly at first, then near instantaneously, the kobolds scurry back into the trench coat, awkwardly stacking themselves into their tall figure. The trench coat adjusts as if alive, constantly wiggling and adjusting. The kobold at the top speaks to you, seemingly echoed by murmurs coming from within the coat.
Terms of surrenders? Ah, polite for coat. Yes, we accept. No more fightings. No fittings. Outings.
How do they do that?
It's remarkable, isn't it?
They're kind of cute, right? Like little scampering dynamats, ah, he.
So look, we need you to leave this cave immediately. You are here illegally. You did not get an approved visa or work permit.
I think you got a little sidetracked there, Donnie.
Right, I got lost for a moment. We have been hired by the townspeople to get you out of here. I can see you living off scraps. 2 nights ago, my tall friend here hunted a deer. It was on the edges of the first of Corinth in the fading twilight.
It was this time of night, actually.
So it was, you see, he cut only the best meat. We are only a humble group with no mules, so we can't carry much. It just makes sense to only take the best. So we have 12 pounds of meat for you. Yes, for you, we are happy to hand it over, but for a price.
We accept. Accept.
I didn't name my price.
We accept.
We need you to leave this cave, this village, this country, please, and thank you.
No leaves. This is our homes. This homes.
I am offering you 10 pounds of fresh venison. How long has it been since you had anything but rats fresh? It's not like you can walk into town and spend some gold on a cut like this, being what you are.
Ah, you said gold, yes. Those.
Determined little guys, aren't they? I can make them agree if you like. I'm not really happy with you giving up my prize meat.
I mean, we don't have to? I thought you'd like the opportunity to go shooting again.
You want me to go shooting again?
Of course, Taurus.
Can I come?
I can't do it without you.
Yippee.
Maybe we need to focus back in, gentlemen. What are we doing here?
But you said goals, like goals in a dragon's hoard. We want goals to be like real dragon. Dragon goals.
Ha, I love it. Please, can I smack them?
Well, it's not off the table, but I think we can start with gold and meat. We'll give you 5 pounds of the best cuts of meat and 9 gold. That's 3 each. If you do as I say and leave the cave right now and never return.
And tell us what you are doing here. Where did the fire come from? Kobolds aren't fire breathers.
Oh, many questions. Okay, deals. Meat golds, we leave questions. Those questions.
I'll say what?
Ignore him. Tell us, please, what are you doing here?
With practice magics. Yes.
Okay, well, where did that fire come from? The villagers are freaking out. They fear a nasty red dragon.
We saw red dragon. But dragons aren't nasties. They are glorious and beautifuls. Taurus and beautifuls.
I know you were the ones doing the magic.
Not what he was saying, Aristos. Yes, you are very fearsome. The whole village is scared. They put out a call for us dragon slayers to get rid of you.
Trust me, we are all glad you weren't a real dragon. This is way more fun, little fellas. You have a name.
Vorak, slayer of alls. Alls.
And Vorak, you are practicing fire magic? Did you know I am a bit of an incendiary expert myself?
Nailed the pronunciation of Vorokad Ari? Of Vorak? Vorak? Never mind.
Jeff, I am going to open my spell book and show them the few fire spells I have in here at the moment. Oh wait, that's just Firebolt Dam. Well, I also show him shield and absorb elements, but I'm careful not to leave it too long to be easily copied.
The kobolds murmur back excitedly, and the arms extending from the middle part of the torso wildly pull their spell book open to a page where you can see many pictures of spells doing all kinds of fire magic. However unlucky for you, all the symbols are the pointed draconic script, and beyond the language, it's chaotic, written at different jagged angles and not lining up with any of the pictures in any sensible way.
Damn, I was hoping to share notes.
He excitedly leans in close and takes clumsy notes into his book.
What leans in? The head we're speaking to. And the middle hands are the ones writing? Okay, well.
While you are distracted, they grab your spell book off you and excitedly write down a spell.
Can you write in common, I ask?
No common, only dragons. Dragons. Speak common goods.
You sure do, little buddy. Hey, you like fire. Look at my torch, Woo.
You see the kobold's eyes light up and they start shooting off firebolt cantrips.
Hey, I can do that. Jeff, I am also going to shoot them out harmlessly into the night.
I shoot the most bigly bolts off at the same time as Aristos, like fireworks into the night.
Hey, I am going to grab one of the oil flasks out of my bag and throw it in front of one of Aristos' bolts.
Hey, now what?
Great idea.
The flask of oils only takes a glancing hit, but it's enough to crack the glass and spread flaming liquid through the air.
What a waste.
The kobolds look so excited for a moment, they look almost like they have forgotten they are on the verge of death.
We should let you gents rest for the evening. You took, quite a beating tonight.
So sorry about that.
Yeah, our bad, but it's almost a compliment to how your spells are coming along. The townspeople really think you are an ancient dragon stalking the mountains.
Aristos, Taurus, hand over the supplies. We can be on our way.
You have consumed all your strategic movement for the day, Donovan, so you will need to rest somewhere near the camp for the night or risk exhaustion while climbing down a mountain.
Sounds like we all are hiding here.
What? And share it with these smelly dragons in this disgusting cave, are we?
We could go back to the cave with the spider bodies.
Or the rats.
Hey, good one, Bixby. Imagine. I don't know about you, but I prefer in here to out on the mountainside.
You make a good argument. I just prefer to sleep in places that aren't covered in bones and rotting animal corpses with a host of wannabe dragons.
He didn't mean that. How did they take it, Jeff?
We want to be dragons. Oh yes, now dragons. Yay, dragons. Yeah, dragons. We sleeps over here. You sleeps over theirs. Yes, yeah.
How about you lot sleep with the spiders and we can sleep out here?
You gives us spiders. Spiders.
Gross, yeah, sure.
Oh, yes. Excellent.
Have they left, Jeff?
Yes, the kobolds do quickly and excitedly scuttle away to the smaller chamber with the spiders' bodies. After a few moments, you begin to hear crunching, followed by some slurping.
Jeff, can I take a quick look at the shrine?
Yes, sure can, Aristos. No need to roll, as you have plenty of time. You look at the shrine, and upon moving closer, you can see this is in fact not the pieced-together skull of a dragon. but it is instead a vast selection of bones and bits from other animals assembled together to resemble a dragon skull. The work seems to be quite accurate based on the images your readings at the Academy. Like there was a lot of attention paid to the details.
Interesting, Jeff. I'd like to look at the symbols.
Jeff, I am so done with this day. Can we say we set the usual night's watch and start a long rest?
Not tired, are you, Donnie?
I am. I want to sweep a small space for the party to set all our bedrolls and camping gear down, free of the bones and stuff Donnie was complaining about. Then I will head to bed.
And with Bixby and the party settling down for a rest, with the end of a very long day of hiking, climbing, and fighting, we will end the session here.
Ah, yes, before we go, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. You know, if you enjoyed watching me nearly kill 3 kobolds in a trench coat.
Honestly, they are adorable, Donnie. Those 3, they're innovators, really. And to be practicing magic, wow. But yeah, do the subscribing thing. It keeps us alive or something, right, Obama? And oh, the competition, I nearly forgot the competition I am running.
I was impressed by their magic, too. I hope to translate that spell soon and see what it is.
I hope we get to do something that's going to involve me getting to crush something bigger than kobolds next time, yeah? Leave a comment if you think I should handle the next big fight solo. I'm serious, y'all. Kitty cat or giant werebear, I don't mind. Yeah, I read about those. Pretty sick. Hopefully we come across some, Jeff.
Please don't encourage him. We all saw what happened when he charged in earlier. Anyway, big plans ahead. Lions, treasure, world saving. You won't want to miss it.
Yeah, stay tuned, blah, blah. I'm heading to bed. Like, comment, subscribe, all that jazz. Don't wake me up early. Actually, make sure you comment the MVP again. It can't be me every time.
Was that a joke aimed at me?
What now?
Joey, you know Bush got the inspiration this week? I think he'll be a fan favorite again. You did well, Bush. A real natural to D&D. Some big hits and a great use of the inspiration.
Oh, well, thanks, Obama. I guess everyone at home, too.
Well, folks, there you have it, the epic story of how we saved Greece yet again. I mean, let's be honest, this is just another day for Donovan Tiberius, the golden voice of victory and vision. But really, wasn't it just tremendous watching me lead us through mountains, rats, spiders, dragons, and more?
Lead us? Let's not rewrite history here, Don. If I recall, most of the heavy lifting was done by Taurus and, the rest of us actually doing the work.
Hey, now give credit where it's due. Bixby is the one who spotted those tracks near the cave. Without him, we'd probably still be wandering around those hills chasing shadows.
Or stumbling over in the cave like Donovan did. You all remember that, right?
That's called taking the initiative. Bixby, someone had to clear the way. And let's not forget, I made the crucial call to push forward to the dragons instead of wasting time with the spider nest.
And let's not ignore the real MVP of the trip, me finding the back entrance to the cave while you all argued about the front.
We already said that.
All right, enough bickering. The important thing is we survived. Medea's safer, and soon we'll get a lord who thinks we're legends thanks to Donovan's. Embellished storytelling, I'm sure.
Embellished? It's called charisma, Aristos. Maybe try it sometime.
Well, I'll say this much. We've seen a lot of funny dressed kobolds, rats, toll roads, and we're still here. That's got to count for something.
And I still have both knees intact, so I'm calling it a win.
Let's just hope our next adventure isn't as dangerous or as dramatic.
Danger and drama, that's what makes this team great. So stick around, folks. There's plenty more greatness to come.